Ballpark for a weekend series with the Minnesota Twins. So start the weekend right here on TXA 21 as Friday Night Baseball is coming up next. Well, the Rangers had a bit of a bumpy ride through Chicago the last 3 days, but they're back on the smooth turf of Rangers Ballpark in Arlington tonight, looking to get back into the win column as they take on the Minnesota Twins. And glad to have you all along this evening. Along with Tom Grieve, I'm Steve Busby, and it's great to have you here this evening. A beautiful night for baseball, and the Rangers going out, and they're having the youngster go out again, Tom, and Martin Perez making his second big league start and hopefully improving a bit on what was a very good first start.
Yeah, I think the Rangers are excited about seeing him go out for the second time. His last two starts in AAA were very good. He had a complete game, only 94 pitches. His first start with us was pretty good. He's pitching against a Twins team that was dreadful early in the season, but they're better now. They've got some dangerous hitters in the lineup. Joe Mauer's hitting .330. Josh Willingham is a home run threat. Trevor Plouffe has hit 18 or 19 home runs, so he'll have his work cut out for him against the Twins, but if he throws his game, he should be fine.
He certainly has the stuff to compete against anybody now. This is where the 21-year-old can really back up a good start with a second one. So we'll find out very shortly. We'll have the starting lineups and the first pitch for you for the last series before the All-Star break, coming up right after this on TXA 21. Friday night. Your Texas Ford dealers. Ford is the best in Texas. By AT T, the nation's largest 4G network. AT T, rethink possible. And by TXU Energy. The right things right now. Call 866-CALL-TXU today. Well, a great evening on tap on this Friday evening before the All-Star break begins on Monday. The Rangers looking to snap a 4-game losing streak that has seen the offense go dormant, at least in the 3 games in Chicago. And Ron Washington said he's not concerned about it. It's over the course of a season, these things happen, and said he has every confidence that these guys will get back to form, especially returning home for these 3 ball games. So young Martin Perez taking the field to go out for his 2nd Major League start, his 3rd appearance. And his last time out against Oakland, very, very strong for the young man. And here's the lineup that Ron Gardenhire has put up against Martin Perez. Ben Revere leads off. He's the center fielder. In right field is Darren Mastriani. Joe Mauer is the DH. He bats 3rd. Josh Willingham in left, bats 4th. Justin Morneau is the first baseman. He will hit 5th. Trevor Plouffe at 3rd. Brian Dozier is the shortstop. He bats 7th. Drew Butera is the catcher, and hitting 9th is the 2nd baseman, Alexi Casilla.
And the scouting report for Martin Perez. He's pitched twice, once in relief. His ERA is 9, but he had a good start. Saturday against Oakland, pitched into the 6th inning, only gave up a couple of runs, struck out 5. 4th youngest starter to win a game in Ranger history. Only 21 years old. He's got a great future ahead of him. He's been the youngest player by far in every league he's ever played in. I don't know if he's the youngest player in the big leagues right now, but he's pretty close to it. Mike Trout might be a little younger. But he's got the kind of stuff that if he throws strikes, gets his changeup where he wants it, he can have a really good game.
And backing him up tonight, Ron Washington has put this defense out there. Hamilton in left, Gentry in center, Cruz in right. From first around to 3rd, Mike Napoli, Ian Kinsler, and Elvis Andrus up the middle. Adrian Beltre at 3rd. Yorvik Torrealba will be handling the 21-year-old left-hander Martin Perez. Well, the Rangers come in at 50-33. As you mentioned, they have lost 4 straight, but they still have a 4-game lead in the American League West. Meanwhile, the Twins come in at 35-47. They are dead last in the American League Central. They are 10 games behind the Chicago White Sox. So Ron Washington, hoping his ball club can catch fire again. This Twins pitching staff has had some problems, especially in the starting rotation. But their offense has come alive in the last month and a half. And Perez's first pitch to Ben Revere is a strike. So says Eric Cooper, the home plate umpire. Here's Eric Cooper, the 46-year-old out of Iowa. And the next pitch is just off the inside corner. And the rest of the umpiring crew tonight, Marty Foster at first, Chris Conroy at 2nd, and the crew chief, Jeff Kellogg, is over at 3rd base. The 1-1 pitch, and that is a strike. It's 1-2. Ben Revere moving up to that leadoff spot. You can see that on-base percentage really helping the Twins get the table set for the middle of their order. There's a breaking ball, and that's just out of the strike zone. It's 2 balls, 2 strikes. Ron Gardenhire has seen his ball club, as Tom told you, really off to a miserable start when the Rangers swept the Twins in April up at Target Field. Twins really had very little going, but this is a little different story. That fastball gets away from Martin Perez and all the way to the backstop. The count has gone full. Martin Perez, maybe a few jitters in his 2nd time out. If he didn't have some, I'd be a little concerned about the young man. Ben Revere trying to make him pay for those first inning butterflies. Hard hit ball up the middle by Ian Kinsler into center field, a base hit.
They got him into a count where if you're the hitter in that situation, Ben Revere, you're 100% sure you're going to see a fastball. He threw him a good curveball for a ball, but he definitely didn't want to walk the speedy Revere. He threw him a high fastball, and Revere, very little power, but a lot in the way of kind of slashing base hit type strokes. And he put a nice swing on that ball, hit it on the ground instead of popping it up to left field.
So Revere, who has 16 stolen bases in 20 attempts this year, aboard to start things off. Darren Mastriani is the hitter, and he, first ball swinging, fouls it straight back. Mastriani coming up about a month and a half ago, has gotten a 5-game hitting streak going. You can see what he has done so far with the Twins. 254 with pretty good on-base percentage also. Modest lead by Revere at first. And the pitch outside looked like he turned that one over just a little bit. It's 1 ball, 1 strike.
And Mastriani was a waiver claim from Toronto. Came up through their organization. There's not been much in the way of a power hitter, but he's a speed guy. He's had 200 stolen bases in minor leagues.
Snap throw to first, and Revere back. The Twins have gotten their running game in order. If you look at the Ranger defense, looking for the double play up the middle with Adrian Beltre playing even with the bag at third. Twins 4th in the American League in stolen bases, and a swing and a miss. Good off-speed delivery by Martin Perez.
Yeah, nice changeup. He's got a very good changeup. Makings of a good curveball.
Revere stepping off that lead, as you saw, and Perez ready. Back to the plate, missed inside. The count is 2 balls and 2 strikes. First base coach you saw in your picture, Jerry White. And Steve Little over at third base for Ron Gardenhire. Little larger lead this time for Revere. The 2-2 pitch on the way. Hit in the air to left center field. Hamilton didn't see it. Now gets a late break, and fortunately it hangs up for Josh. He's able to make the grab.
Yeah, Buzz, we were talking, answering some questions from the fans on how to catch a ball in the sun, and Josh knows he's going to have to fight the sun in the first inning, and what he did then is he didn't panic. The ball went right through the sun, a soft line drive, but he stayed with it, and eventually it comes out. You can hardly see him out there because of the sun. He has no idea where it is now, but he kept his glove up. He didn't panic, and he picked it up. Unfortunately, it did hang up, and he was able to catch it. But as far as watching it off the bat, there's nothing you can do if it doesn't come out in the sun. He's got sunglasses. He had his glove. He had everything. But when the ball's in the sun, you can forget about it.
You know, sometimes you hear the, like in that case, Craig Gentry running over there, yelling at Hamilton to where the ball is. Does that help?
Yeah, that helps. Yeah, it helps. It helps, but you know, if you've misjudged where it's going to land, you still might not be able to get to it. But in that case, you know, he might be yelling, "You're fine, or go in," or back. You know, that helps.
Right.
I think Josh probably had a pretty good idea generally where that ball was going to be because he didn't go back on it. He knew it was hit off the end of the bat and was going to be a little blooper.
Third best hitter in the American League, it's Joe Mauer, and he takes a strike to even things.
Mauer takes a strike many, many times. In fact, most of the time he probably takes a strike. He's also a really good hitter, lefty versus lefty. Hitting over 350 against left-handed pitching this year.
And you saw the on-base percentage, the best in the American League for Joe Mauer. Ground ball, foul on the first baseline. And the count moves to a ball and 2 strikes.
That was a good pitch. Torrealba put his glove inside. He ran the fastball in on his fist and jammed him.
I think the one thing that pitchers try to do to Mauer, if he has anything that would resemble a weakness, those numbers would tell you he doesn't have too many, is try to work him off the plate inside to see if they can get him to swing at it. But a lot of times he's so good that he won't swing at the pitch off the plate, and then you're just kind of whistling in the wind. Got him swinging. Good breaking ball there. Good pitch by Perez for the strikeout there. 2 gone.
Well, there's no doubt that the fastball he ran on his fist set up this pitch, which is a sweeping breaking ball down and away, and with 2 strikes and never seeing Perez before, Mauer is unable to lay off it. Remember, that's a guy hitting 354 against left-handed pitching too. Good job right there.
Yes, it was. Mauer going back to the bench saying, okay, we'll file that one away because I will see this young man again. Here's Josh Willingham. And Perez going to work on Revere, who with 2 outs now is even more of a threat with the right-handed hitter up there to try to steal second. See the stolen bases in the American League. Boy, Mike Trout has just gone nuts at the top of the Angel order. Elvis down there in 4th place, tied with Revere. Changeup is high and outside for ball 1. Willingham, if you'll remember back in April when we first saw the Twins, Willingham was going crazy. And 7 home runs in the first 10 days of play or thereabouts. And he's cooled off a little bit, but still 18 home runs for Ron Gardenhire's club has provided a lot of power. There goes Revere. Pitches outside and high. The throw is high, and in for his 17th stolen base in 21 attempts is Ben Revere.
And now you're in a situation with Willingham, who's a good power hitter. He's knocked in 59 runs, hit 18 home runs. You got first base open, and Morneau has not had success at all against left-handed pitching so far this year, hitting below 100 against lefties. So you got first base open. I think you're going to pitch pretty carefully. In fact, so carefully they're going to walk him.
They're not even going to take a chance. And with a young pitcher, I think that's a smart move by Mike Maddox and Ron Washington. Take the decision out of their hands. It's tough to pitch around guys if you haven't done it a lot. And certainly at 21 years of age, Martin Perez has not been asked to pitch around people, especially at the big league level.
If I'm Ron Gardenhire, I want to tell Revere, don't steal second base right there, to let Willingham get his swings. The guy's hit 18 home runs. Maybe you pitch him carefully, but you make a mistake to Willingham, and he can make it 2-0 in a hurry. Now, it doesn't mean Morneau can't do the same thing, but right now Morneau's 8 for 82 against left-handed pitching. Not quite the same chance.
No, I think that's a great point, Tom. And the same thing applies to a sacrifice bunt sometimes with your number 2 man. If you're, sometimes you don't want to sacrifice for fear you'll take the bat out of maybe your hottest hitter in the number 3 hole.
Yes, I think that's true, Buzz, especially if it's a left-hand hitter,
right,
who's got the hole to shoot at there.
Breaking ball that really crossed up Torrealba. And Tom, I know you mentioned this the other day when this happened to Torrealba. It's a good thing that he was thinking fastball and got the curveball that he could adjust to.
Yeah, he's looking for fastball, which means he still has a chance at the curveball. He thought that was a fastball. That's pretty good reflexes right there, because the curveball comes in so much slower. Tough call for the umpire, Eric Cooper.
Yeah,
but it was a strike. You're right, Buzz. If that's the other way around, curveball and it's a fastball, that ball's back to the screen.
Or Eric Cooper gets it right in the mask.
Yeah, even worse.
The 0-1 the count to Morneau. Just off the outside corner, a ball and a strike.
Now, people may have seen Jorvic's right hand with the yellow fingernails, and I'm sure he's got those on there so the pitcher can see his fingers and see the signs better.
Yep. Perez a high set, and the 1-1 pitch. Well, a good pitch in on Morneau, and it's a ball and 2 strikes. And Martin Perez has the kind of stuff where he can just give left-handers fits. So he has that fastball that will run in a little bit on him, and he's a little bit sneaky, it looks like, too, with that fastball, where it gets on you a little more quickly than you think. Then that breaking ball, the likes of which he struck out Mauer with. Now, we'll see what he comes up with here on 1-2 to Morneau. Came with a fastball and got him. Now pick your poison, and Mauer and Morneau didn't like either one of them. No runs, a hit, 2 men left. Twins are gone in the top of the first. Rangers come to bat in a scoreless ball game on TXA 21. imitation with it. Ron Washington's batting order tonight for the Rangers looks like this. Ian Kinsler leads off. Elvis Andrews is batting second. Josh Hamilton plays left, bats third. Cleanup man is the third baseman, Adrian Beltre. Michael Young handles the DH chores tonight. Nelly Cruz bats sixth and plays right. First baseman batting seventh is Mike Napoli. Jorby Joy Alba catches, and hitting ninth is the center fielder, Craig Gentry. And here is the aforementioned Ian Kinsler, who looks at strike one from Francisco Liriano.
Liriano's scouting report, he's 2-7 this year. His ERA is 5.40. His last start against Kansas City wasn't a great start, 4 earned runs in 5 innings. When you look at his overall numbers, though, he's pitched 76 innings and struck out 76 batters, and opponents only hit 240 against him. So the other numbers are pretty good. He's got too many walks, but he's been pitching a lot better lately. Kinsler flies out to right than he was early in the season. In fact, in his last 7 starts, his ERA is under 3. So he's not a soft touch. He's got good stuff.
Defensively, you saw Aaron Mastriani in right field, Ben Rivera in center, Josh Willingham in left. Morneau, the first baseman, Alexa Casilla, and Ryan Dozier at middle positions. Trevor Plouffe at third, and Drew Butera behind the plate, handling the left-hander, Francisco Liriano. Liriano, a big left-hander at 6'2", 215 pounds. He is 28 years of age, out of the Dominican Republic. And Elvis Andrews takes a pitch down low for ball one. Here are the numbers on Elvis. Had kind of a rocky trip in Chicago. That batting average dropping below 300 by a couple of clicks. And he's ahead in the count here to Liriano. 2 balls, no strikes. Elvis up in the RBI total, however, to 34, as you saw. And Liriano's 2-0 pitch. High and away. It's 3-0. And Roy Smalley, who is, of course, a former Ranger and former Twin, is doing the broadcasting for the Twins. And he told us that as soon as Liriano starts throwing balls up and away to a right-handed hitter, look out, because it could all fall apart for him. And there's ball 4. And what he meant by that is when Liriano's front side, his right shoulder, comes out of the pitching motion too quickly and he really falls off toward third, that arm drags behind, and there's no way that he can get the ball down in the strike zone the way he normally does. Some would say it's a case of trying to overthrow. Ron Gardenhire doesn't really care what the words say. He wants to see strikes from Liriano. That's been his big bugaboo, and he's got a problem here. After the 1-out walk, he's now facing Josh Hamilton.
He's walked 45 guys in 77 innings, so that's a definite high walk total.
Liriano, who drew comparisons to his predecessor, if you will, as a left-handed starter, Johan Santana. And first ball swinging, Hamilton pops it up. Foul territory. Plouffe, the third baseman, coming down near the railing in front of the Twins dugout, makes the catch. And on one pitch, Josh Hamilton fouls out. Andrews staying at first base, and Adrian Beltre will come up. Well, the patience we said that we saw in Josh Hamilton's approach in yesterday's ball game kind of evaporated on that plane ride home. Adrian is consistent as you can possibly be. At 325 average and 53 RBI. He's had a pretty good career against Liriano at 280 mark. And the breaking ball is in for strike one. I was talking about the comparisons, though, that were drawn when Liriano first came to the major leagues in 2005. Between he and Johan Santana, they thought they'd have a couple of those guys that left-handed great changeups, threw hard, and of course Santana a little further along at that point. But Liriano won 12 ball games in his first full season and then started having some arm problems. Had Tommy John surgery and never really has been the same. Just been a little bit inconsistent, although folks say that he's totally healthy. The health issue has not arisen, but getting back the consistency that he had in his earlier pitching years has been a little bit problematic. Elvis a pretty good lead at first. 0-1 the count to Beltre. High fastball, and Adrian couldn't get on top of it. No balls, 2 strikes. Liriano went 1-2 in 6 games in his first year, 2005. Then in 2006, won 12 ball games in 16 starts. Went 12-3 with a 2.16, and then was beset by the elbow problems. Just barely able to get a piece of it. Adrian Beltre, a little bit of a late swing, and he stays alive with the foul tip. Beltre 1 hit shy of 100 this year. Among the league leaders in most of the offensive categories. And Liriano paying closer attention now to Elvis with 2 outs. And particularly that he's gotten to an 0-2 count on Beltre. Way outside and high. It's 1 ball, 2 strikes. Beltre yesterday had the only RBI and had one of the 2 base hits against Jose Quintana for the White Sox. And that Quintana kid really threw a good ball game, but Beltre almost knocked him out of the game with a line drive that was headed right for his rib cage and was deflected. Still went for an RBI single. Swing and a miss, and Beltre has gone on strikes. Well, Liriano gets a punch out, a walk. He's able to work around. No runs, no hits, 1 left. We played 1 from Rangers Ballpark in Arlington. The Twins and the Rangers are scoreless on TXA 21. Thomas, Joel.
Hey, thanks, Buzz. Looks like another sellout crowd here for Friday Night Baseball. We're in Community Corner to talk about an activity that a lot of us did as kids, but there's a group in Euless that's taking it to a whole different level. The HFS Jump Force is a competitive jump roping group. These jumpers, ages 10 to 23 years old, make complicated tricks look easy, but the basics of jumping are easy, and it's a great way for you to get a cardio workout and build balance and endurance. For more information on the team, visit hfsjumpforce.org. Buzz?
All right, Joel, thank you. Trevor Plouffe to lead things off for the Twins, and he looks at ball 1 for Martin Perez. A swing and a miss on the next pitch as Martin pulled the string. It's 1 ball, 1 strike. Well, Plouffe coming out of nowhere, and he has done a great job. 19 home runs, 35 RBI. Next pitch is a little bit low. It's 2-1.
Now, Plouffe had never been a home run hitter in the minor leagues. Before last season, he did 15 home runs in a season. Power started to show up last year in AAA.
Seems that this one hits a towering pop-up behind home plate. Torrealba back, has room right in front of the screen and makes the catch.
Talk more about him the next time he comes up.
So one gone. Ryan Dozier is coming to the plate. Look at the concentration on Yorovic's face. That might have been one where the jet stream might have helped him a little bit. That wind hitting the stands behind home plate and shooting back out to right. That might have kept that in play. First pitch to Dozier, a belt high strike. It's 0-1. And Dozier, one of the newer Twins, at least as far as the Rangers are concerned. Didn't see him when ball club met the Twins and swept the Twins at Target Field in April. He was called up in early May and took over at shortstop. Last 3 ball games, you can see he's been on a pretty good tear.
Yeah, Dozier's a very steady player. He was a college player. Fairly high draft choice, 8th round draft choice. 300 hitter in the minor leagues. I think they feel like he can be their shortstop for a long time.
Perez with the 2-1 pitch. A swinging strike 2. Martin now 31 pitches tonight, 16 strikes, 15 balls. And Tom, you talked about at one point his pitch count being very important, throwing probably a few too many pitches, but that's part of the learning process. Dozier, a ground ball out to Elvis. That's out number 2. And I think the first 6 batters now that he's faced kind of points out what Martin is trying to counteract. He's gone to lengthy counts on almost everybody.
If he gets a quick out here, he'll be in pretty good shape, though. He's, we've seen a lot of times this year either a Ranger pitcher or an opposing pitcher be well over 40 pitches after a couple of innings. So if he can get Butera right here and be around 33 pitches, 34 pitches, 16, 17 pitches per inning, he'll be in pretty good shape.
A good breaking ball to Butera, and it's 0-1. That was the 10th pitch thrown by Martin in this inning. Left-hander working quickly. He pulled the string and got a foul ball. It's 0-2. Butera, the son of former Twins catcher and now scout Sal Butera.
Do intentional walk pitches count on a pitch count?
I don't think so. Call strike 3. That one counts. Drew Butera caught looking like a window shopper. So that'll do it. 3 up, 3 down. We played 1.5. The Rangers nothing and the Twins nothing on TXA 21. That's on Wash's call to Mark McLemore. You can reach him at 469-209-2121. And if you read your text in the postgame show tonight, you'll receive a $50 sporting good gift card from Metro PCS. The text number again is 469-209-2121. Michael Young starting things off in the bottom of the second inning, and it's a ground ball on 2 hops. Out to Alexi Casilla. Michael Young, the first out of the second inning, and it will bring up Nelly Cruz. Like Liriano had Michael reaching for that ball just a bit.
We were talking about Liriano earlier, that if you just look at his ERA at 5.40, you would say he's had a lousy year, and this should be an easy game for the Rangers. Not going to say he's having a good year. He's 2-7, but a lot of that 5.40 came earlier in the season before he went on the disabled list. And since he's come off the disabled list, pitched a lot better.
Cruz a drive deep left field. Into the corner goes Willingham at the wall. It's off the wall and bounds away from him. Cruz will settle, though, for a double. That ball missing by just a couple of feet of getting out of here. But Nelly Cruz, the first Ranger to get to second base tonight, the first hit of the night for the Rangers.
Yeah, fortunately, Nelly's real strong. It looked like he hit this ball off the end of the bat. It's a changeup. And he did hit it right off the end of the bat. You're hoping he's strong enough to hit it out of the ballpark anyway. But fortunately, it got over Willingham's head and ended up as a double. He had one against the White Sox yesterday in that 2-1 game that he just missed.
Yeah.
That he got underneath. He hit that one yesterday on the good part of the bat. Just got underneath it. Otherwise, that's a 2-2 ball game.
Now Mike Napoli takes a strike, so Nelly out there at second base, and Mike Napoli trying to break an 0-for with runners in scoring position. He is 0 for his last 15, and Rangers just waiting for Mike Napoli to unload here in the second half of the season. And that pitch fouled away to the right. It's no balls and 2 strikes. Ron Washington has talked about Mike Napoli, saying, hey, I'll give him some rest from time to time. I got to ride him, though. You can't get out of a slump in the batting cage. And he's right. You got to take it out there in the field and see what happens. Mike has been working as hard as he possibly can to right the ship. And a swing and just did get a little bit of a piece of it to stay alive at 0-2.
Well, the other side of it is when your star players are in a slump, the replacement player is not going to be the kind of player that can replace what he does anyway. So you're better off sticking with your star players, what managers do, knowing they're going to come out of the slump, because you may put them on the bench the night they were going to come out of the slump.
A ball and 2 strikes to Napoli.
It's funny what can get a player out of a slump. I can remember starting the season one year, hitting about 130, looking up at the scoreboard and seeing that every day, and you're up there pressing, and some fan just screamed out, "Just relax! It doesn't matter. You're hitting 130. Just relax." And you say to yourself, you're right. I'm squeezing the bat. You take a deep breath, and I'd like to say I got hot. I don't know if I got hot, but at least it was a little more representative than hitting 130.
A little more comfortable for you.
So you go up for an at bat, you're struggling, and all of a sudden you move your foot a little bit, you change your stance just a little bit, and you go, wow, that feels good, and you're off to the races. It's not anything dramatic most of the time.
2-2 pitch. Pulled on the ground on 2 hops out to Dozier. And Napoli is retired, staying at second is Cruz. There are 2 gone for Yorvi Torrealba. And that's funny that you would mention that, because you probably heard people say to you, relax, relax. All you have to do is relax. But you never really listened to it until that one happened to just stick with you, and you had some success and it turned it around.
Yeah, and you say to yourself, why not try to relax? I can't do any worse than I'm doing right now. I literally can't do any worse if I went up without a bat.
Yep.
So, okay, relax. And most times it is better. Really true on the golf course. I know that.
Yes, it is.
Anyone watching the golfs can verify that.
It's on call. Butera is going to go out and have a little chat with Liriano. Liriano allowed the doubled to Nelly Cruz with 1 out. Then he got Napoli on the ground ball. Ron Gardenhire's club trying to alleviate their own mini losing streak. They lost the last 2 in Detroit. First stop on this road trip for them. The changeup is off the plate outside for ball 1. Torrealba, a couple of home runs, 11 driven in. Norby at 222 as he faces Liriano here. And another changeup. That's out of the strike zone. Liriano, the left-hander, ready, and back to the plate he comes. This is outside. 3 balls and no strikes. Torrealba just 3 for his last 17. And might be a little surprised that he's being pitched like a guy that is 13 for 17. Craig Gentry in the on-deck circle. A little bit of a hotter hitter of late. And the 3-0 pitch right down through there. Three balls, 1 strike, the count. Torrealba waiting as Liriano takes a long look into Butera. Now the left-hander's ready. And the pitch is a strike at the knees. No, the count has gone full. Torrealba played in 2 of the 3 games in Chicago. Was hitless up there, 0 for 7 in those excursions to home plate. Trying to turn that around here. Payoff pitch, got him swinging.
Boy, that's a good slide.
Breaking ball down at his feet on the inside part, and that's the 2nd strikeout to end an inning for Liriano. After 2, still scoreless, the Twins and the Rangers on TXA 21. By Sports City Toyota. Go to sportscitytoyota.com. We'll deliver anywhere in Texas. And by Whataburger. Proud to serve it hot and fresh 24 hours a day. A great crowd again on hand. Rangers 2nd in Major League Baseball, 1st in the American League as far as attendance. They're just a few hundred behind the Philadelphia Phillies for the overall average attendance lead this year. Crowd on hand here tonight. A very comfortable 96 degrees with a breeze blowing in from right field, about 7 to 8 miles an hour probably. Martin Perez going to work, and a big swinging miss on the first pitch to Alexi Casilla. Switch hitting second baseman. Casilla at 240, and on base percentage tells you he's not exactly walking a lot either. A strike to the inside corner. An off-speed pitch, and it just did nip the inside corner to Casilla. It's 0-2.
Yeah, Martine's had good stuff tonight. He's thrown a couple of tailing fastballs that the right-hand hitters have swung and missed at. He's got a nice fastball in on the fists at 92 miles an hour. Hasn't had to throw a lot of change-ups yet, but you know that's in the tank. He's thrown some good breaking balls, too. So far, so good.
He got that one in to Alexis Casilla. I thought the ball was going to stick on the bat. He got it so far in there. Little looping line, humpback liner out to Elvis Andrus. So 1 up and 1 away. 5 in a row now retired by Perez. Back to the top of the order for Ben Revere. Revere singled to start things here tonight. Singled to center field. He takes a breaking ball that's just a bit high for ball 1.
We were talking about Martine being only 21 years old. There are 2 players in baseball younger. Mike Trout, you mentioned him, is 20. Bryce Harper's only 19. Martine has been the youngest player in every league that he's been in by quite a bit.
And he misses low and away to Revere. The count goes to 3 balls and no strikes. Well, the lowest, the youngest pitcher, certainly.
Yep.
And just his 2nd big league start, his 3rd big league appearance. And the 3-0 pitch makes it 3-1. Revere with that first inning single, now hitting at .321. As Perez comes back to him and gets the knees on the outside corner. Bounce back to make it a full count. Perez to the wind. The payoff pitch is chopped foul. We'll try it again. Revere at 5'9", 172 pounds. He started the year in AAA and came back up from Rochester, the AAA affiliate of the Twins, back in the middle of May. And he takes low, ball 4, and he's aboard for the 2nd time.
He stole a second easily the first time, and he waited a while to do it. Might not wait as long to try this time.
That's the first unintentional walk issued tonight by Martin Perez. He gave the intentional walk to Josh Willingham back in the 1st. But now he has to deal with Revere over there at first base one more time. And 1 out. Darren Mastriani is the hitter. Showing bunt and pulls the bat back. It's ball 1. Mastriani, as he's walking back to home plate, checking the third base coach to see what Ron Gardenhire might have in mind. Steve Little flashing the signs out to both Mastriani and Ben Revere over at first base. And Martin leaves a little calling card for Ben Revere. Steve Little again going through the signs. Ron Gardenhire likes to use the hit and run, but he didn't feel he had guys before that were either getting on base often enough or the right people to use that at the top of the order for him. Changeup floats outside. It's 2-0. Boy, you remember some Twins teams under Gardenhire earlier, and Tom Kelly, his predecessor. They would run you to death. They'd double you to death. They'd homer you to death. They had all kinds of weapons that they could use, especially in that in the old Metrodome. High chopper to third. Beltre will have only 1 play. That's across the diamond to first. Mastriani is shot down. Into scoring position again is Ben Revere. He's there with 2 outs, and Joe Mauer coming up.
In the first inning, you could pitch around Willingham to get to Morneau. Now you've got a man on second, 2 outs, nobody on first. Different situation now. You've got Mauer up and Willingham the next hitter. So you got 2 tough guys to face right here.
And you remember that 1-2 breaking ball that Mauer struck out on? He's filing away. Believe me, that file has been reopened as he's gotten to home plate. Joe Mauer always has a plan when he goes up there, especially with runners in scoring position. Almost every great hitter does, and Mauer certainly qualifies for that. And Perez goes against what he did the first time. Started him off fastball away last time. Now starts him off with a fastball inside. Gets the foul ball. It's 0-1.
And that fastball inside for the second strike the first time up set up that breaking ball that he struck out on. Less likely to swing at that breaking ball this time.
Right. Get a look on that last at bat, the first at bat that Mauer had in that first inning. He struck him out on the number 4, that big breaking ball, and tries the fastball away, and that didn't miss by much. 93-mile-an-hour heater. It's 1 ball, 1 strike.
Mauer's won 3 batting championships. He's 3rd or 4th right now. He's hitting .330, and even though Mike Trout's hitting .346, I'm going to say Mauer's probably the favorite.
Perez set. Look back at Revere. And the breaking ball nicely done right on the outside corner at the knees.
Well, he laid off the breaking ball that time, but he threw it for a strike.
Yep. Good looking pitch there. So same count as last time. 1 ball, 2 strikes. We'll see what Torrealba and Perez come up with. Ground ball, just foul, just veering off into foul territory before it got to the bag. He came back with a fastball inside and did a pretty good job of getting it in there.
Yeah, he can't pitch Mauer better than he's pitched him in these 2 at-bats. He's thrown him a couple of really good breaking balls. Torrealba sets up inside. He runs the fastball in on his fist. That's the 3rd time today he's been able to do that for strikes.
Now you've got to be careful because Mauer, no doubt, is thinking, okay, every time now that he's got me in this situation, he's come inside, he's gone back with a breaking ball. You may want to back that fastball up again inside. We'll see what they come up with here. Breaking ball hit hard, but foul down the left field line.
You see Torrealba bang his glove on the ground saying, I don't want that ball hanging in the middle of the plate. Got away with one right there.
Yeah, he did.
Trying to throw him the same pitch he struck him out with the first time. Watch Torrealba after the pitch right here. Not there, down there.
So it's still 1-2. Still advantage Perez. And the left-hander is ready, and to the plate he comes. Inside, off the plate. It's 2 balls, 2 strikes.
Another thing that's interesting to watch when you focus on the catcher is after Torrealba gives the sign, he stays right in the middle of the plate until right at the end.
Yeah.
And the reason he does that is he doesn't want the hitter to sense where he is and know the location that he's trying to throw the ball. So he'll just wait there until right at the end when he moves to where he wants the ball.
Line drive right field. Cruz coming on, can't get there. He bobbles it. That will allow Revere to score without a throw. And boy, Joe Mauer, you get him in situations where a base hit can hurt you. He is a totally different hitter, and Ron Washington has seen that happen time and time again when you have to face Mauer. So it's 1-0 Minnesota on Mauer's 40th RBI of the year.
You got the fastball in the middle of the plate. It's high, but it's in the middle of the plate. The ones where he had success were pitches 1, 6, and 4 when he ran them in on the fists. That one he didn't quite get in there, and Mauer was able to get a base hit with it.
So the Twins take a lead. Now with Mauer at first, Josh Willingham steps in. Willingham, as Tom told you, the intentional walk. First time up, takes a breaking ball that's in and over for strike 1. You're talking about that start that Willingham got off to this year with the Twins. He set a Twins record. He hit safely in each of the first 15 games in a Minnesota uniform. And that tied Kirby Puckett for the longest streak to start a season in Twins history. Chops that pitch foul down the third base line. It's 0-2 now. Willingham, a few offensive problems of late, and he is a very good hitter. And a breakout, I shouldn't say a breakout. He had a good year last year when he went over to Oakland in the second part of the year. 0-2. And that pitch in the dirt gets away from Torrealba, and down to second base goes Mauer. Looked like the changeup that Martin Perez just hung on to a little bit. That'll be a wild pitch. And gets Mauer in scoring position with 2 outs.
In the first inning, they walked Willingham to get to Morneau right off the bat. Now it's a little different situation because it's 1 ball and 2 strikes. So now it's probably a different situation as far as, do you consider walking him right here? You might try to get him to swing at a bad pitch.
Got him to pop it up. Foul territory, first base side, Mike Napoli. Backpedaling now, going back into fair territory. He can't get it. The ball is fair. He tries to throw to second, but in front of the throw was Willingham. In to score is Mauer, and the Twins take a 2-0 lead as Mike Napoli completely got turned around on that pop-up.
Well, it definitely came back toward fair territory. When it went up, it was probably 10 feet foul, but either the wind or the spin brings it back into fair territory, and Mike's fighting it right there and never did put a glove on it. Didn't look like.
No, they're going to charge him with an error, though. Well, that will make that run unearned, and any subsequent runs unearned. Will Rudd, the official, scored, and determining that that ball with normal effort should have been caught.
The thing you like about that play is Willingham standing on second base. Then when that ball went up, it looked like it was going to be foul. And he's not the fastest runner in the league, so he had to sprint right out of the batter's box on a questionable fair foul ball to end up on second base on that. Most hitters are going to end up on first base on that ball, not second. So that's a feather in his cap for that.
And because of the error, no RBI for Willingham. 0-1 pitch, and a pickoff attempt down to second. Throws a little bit late. Is Willingham able to get back in and ahead of Torrealba's throw? A ball and a strike, the count to Justin Morneau. A 2-0 Twins. And a ground ball pulled foul into Jerry White. And the count moves to 1-2. Mentioned that 70-game hitting streak. He's hit .310, but in the Detroit series, he only had 3 hits in the 3 games that he played in that series. So it's been cooled off just a little bit of late. Breaking ball, that's popped up. Foul territory. Over to come and take a look is Norby Torrealba, but that's back 6 rows. Now Perez having to work overtime in this inning. He's now up to 63 pitches. Next pitch will be his 24th of this inning. Long look into Torrealba. Morneau waiting. Willingham at the bottom of your screen, taking his lead from second. In the dirt, nice block by Torrealba. Well, Martin Perez trying to collect his thoughts and justify the faith that Ron Washington has put him in going out to his second start. And the pitch chop foul. Check that. That was his 31st pitch of the inning. So he's had to work out there. The 1-out walk to Ben Revere is what got the whole thing going. Then he got the next out is Mastriani grounded out with Revere at second.
Yeah, a nice quick second inning, then got Casilla to start the third inning, and you're right, then the walk kind of started the pitch count moving, and then didn't get any help on that pop-up either. That's going to cost him 10 pitches.
2 balls, 2 strikes. Perez to the plate. Line drive right field. Coming on is Cruz. He'll have to play it on a hop. Around third, coming in to score is Willingham. And another 2-out base hit. It makes it 3-0 Minnesota. Again, a pitch up a little bit to Morneau. Same kind of pitch that Mauer hit to right field for the RBI single.
That's a breaking ball that catches the center of the plate. Never got it down in a way where he wanted to. And Morneau, again, we talked about him earlier, struggling this year against left-hand pitching, but not that pitch.
That'll bring up Trevor Plouffe, and he hits one high and deep down the left field line. Hamilton watching this one. It is just foul. Just on the foul side of the pole. That's certainly at home run distance. And Trevor Plouffe, first ball swinging, almost made this a disaster.
Trevor Plouffe, we were talking about him when he was up in the second inning. He hit 17 or 18. Wow, that's foul by inches. 17 or 18 home runs in 40 games. Last year in AAA, he hit 15 home runs and 190 at bats. That's the most power he'd ever shown in the minor leagues. Boy, he's translated it into his big league season in a big way this year.
Pitch inside to him. It's 1 ball, 1 strike.
He had 23 home runs last year if you count what he did with Minnesota in addition to his AAA season. He's got a chance to hit 30 home runs in the big leagues this year.
Hard hit up the middle off the mound. Diving stop by Kinsler, but he can't keep it in the glove, and everybody's going to be safe. That'll be a base hit for Plouffe, and it puts runners at first and second. Still 2 outs. And Brian Dozier coming up as Mike Maddox making that call down to the bullpen. And we'll get some action starting out there as Martin Perez, after the errors, not found a way to cap off this inning.
No, if Mike is able to catch that pop-up, then that saves him, I think it's 10 or 11 pitches that he's had to throw since then, not counting what happens now. Almost kept that ball right in the webbing of his glove, and in which case he would have had to force out at second.
Perez able to drop that breaking ball over to Dozier. It's 0-1. Dozier, a ground ball to shortstop, his first time up. Perez back to him. Slow roller charged by Beltre. Off balance throw in a hurry, and he got it. To the side, retire, but the Twins strike for 3 runs, only 1 of them earned. They had 3 base hits. There was 1 error and 2 men left. After 2.5, the Twins 3, the Rangers nothing on TXA 21. Sure, and take the Rangers with you. Subscribe to MLB.tv today and see every Rangers out-of-market game live online and on your favorite devices in HD quality. Visit TexasRangers.com to order and get more details. MLB.tv, it's baseball everywhere. Greg Gentry starting things off against Francisco Liriano. The Twins have staked him to a 3-0 lead. Gentry taking strike one. Greg stepping in, hit at .344. Home run, 18 driven in, hitting that number 9 slot for the Rangers. Drives this one toward the gap in left center. Revere over to cut it off. Gentry, a big turn at first, will hang on with a leadoff single.
Fred just keeps getting his hits, boy. He's run that .350 average up there for 130, 135 at bats now. Keeps having good at bats.
Yep.
And Craig hit .300 in the minor leagues. Was a good solid hitter in the minor leagues. Probably never going to be a power hitter, but with his speed, and he can drive the ball in the gaps, get his share of extra base hits. The better he keeps swinging the bats, the more he's going to play. Right now it's primarily against lefties, but I like having him in the lineup the way he's playing right now.
The one on, nobody out. Ian Kinsler steps in and takes the changeup wide from Liriano. Kinsler skied to right field his first time up. He led things off tonight for the Rangers. A .276 average for Ian. Liriano's next pitch, and Kinsler fouls it away to the right.
Buzz, we got some cookies. Let's see. In fact, it wasn't cookies. Chocolate Mountains for Tom Grieve and Steve Busby.
Chocolate Mountains.
From Lisa and Erica Porto. They're from Grand Prairie.
Somebody's been hiding those. I haven't.
No, they got here. They got here late.
Oh, okay. That's right up my alley. Those chocolate mountains.
They're not hidden. We'll save you a mountain.
All right.
Got cookies from Myra. Can't read her last name if it's here. Her husband Matthew is at the game. That ought to narrow it down. Myra and Matthew. Thank you, Myra. Cookies were great. Please share one with Eric Nadell. We will do that.
Two balls and a strike to Kinsler. 3-1.
Got a nice batch of brownies from Danny and Carolyn Dennis, Christy and Dalton Stewart in Corsicana. I want to wish happy birthday to their nephew Mason. Thank you for the brownies.
Liriano, a check of Gentry in the 3-1 pitch. Looped into left center field. Revere in a hurry and makes the catch on the run. Good jump by Ben Revere, and he was able to track that down for the first out, and it will bring up Elvis Andrus.
If you watch the highlights every night, you'll catch Revere frequently. He's like a road runner out there. You can hardly see him out there. He's so tiny, but he can run down a fly ball. He'll go up against a wall. He'll dive for him. That one's pretty easy for him, but he can scamper out there. He's the #1 draft choice. Starting to pay some dividends now. Hitting at the top of the order, playing a good center field for the Twins.
So Elvis, as you note, walked his first time up. Gentry a pretty good lead at first, and Liriano's first pitch is just off the outside corner.
Got another batch of brownies. They were made by Donna Seidler from South Padre Island. She's here tonight for her 75th birthday. And she is called an extreme Ranger fan. She's here for her first ball game in person. Hope you enjoy it. If Elvis can get a base hit, someone hits a home run, you'll be enjoying it a lot more.
There you go. A ball and a strike to Elvis. Gentry aboard after the leadoff single and the fly ball out by Kinsler, and Liriano goes that way with a toss.
Fran Baisden's family said, "Mom, you're going to the game tonight. Why don't you make Tom and Steve some sugared peanuts?" So here they are.
That's a great idea.
Fran is from Burleson. I was giving some thought to a bunt.
Yeah,
Right?
Gentry bluffing a move to second base and thought better of it, so he came back.
The Mabry crew is here, and they sent up some cake balls. Thank you very much for that. Chocolate chip cookies and brownies from Mrs. Carolyn Dennis, who wants to wish Mason a happy birthday in Corsicana.
2-1 pitch, diving stop by Plouffe. They go to second just in time for the out on the sliding Gentry. Oh, what a reaction by Trevor Plouffe down there at third.
Yeah, that was a hard hit ball. He was playing in just a little bit. And then you've got Gentry on first base flying down to second base, and he couldn't waste any time getting the ball to second. You see him in front of the bag a little bit. And a close play at second. Nice play.
So Elvis trades places with Gentry, and now with 2 outs, Josh Hamilton gets his second opportunity to face Liriano. Hamilton, on the first pitch he saw from Liriano, popped out. And he goes after the second pitch he sees. Fouls it back. It's 0-1.
I want to thank Virginia and Fred Polly from Arlington for the plum cake. And we got a variety of stuff tonight. We could start a bakery. We've spread them around, though. Press box got them. The fans in front of us got them.
0-1 pitch is popped up. Dozier going out in the shallow left field. He's making the call and the catch, and that will do it. So the Rangers get a leadoff single, can't do anything with it. They strand one, and we finish 3 in Arlington. It's the Twins 3 and the Rangers nothing on TXA 21. Is Toyota of Dallas, your Toyota connection. And we head to the top of inning number 4, and it will be Drew Butera to lead things off as the Twins are leading 3-0, scoring all 3 of their runs in the third. Only one of them earned against the 21-year-old left-hander Martin Perez. Butera called out on strikes his first time to the plate. Goes after the first pitch and lines it past Beltre into left field for a base hit.
He's been hurt on a couple of off-speed pitches that have hung. The ball that Morneau hit for an RBI was a hanging slider or curveball right in the middle of the plate. That was an off-speed pitch right near the middle of the plate. Beltre had no chance for it.
So Butera aboard. 5 hits now for the Twins. Alexi Casilla And a little limp line drive his first time up, right out to Elvis Andrus. And he's going to bunt. It's a pretty good one. Torrealba, a quick throw to first just in time. All right, Napoli caught the ball and then had Casilla going by jam his glove and hand, it looked like. And Napoli kind of favoring that left wrist.
Very nice.
That's okay.
Yeah, I hope he's okay too. Very nice play by Torrealba. I was afraid Perez was going to try to pick the ball up, in which case he had no chance to get him at first base. Torrealba calls him off, and Martin just barely gets out of the way. And you'll see the collision right here. Mike had to reach into the runner to catch the ball, and that's a nice play by Mike. He gave it up to try to make that play. So many times, and rightfully so, the first baseman has to pull his glove away because you're so vulnerable when you've got your arm just laying out there as a runner sprints by first base. And Mike hung in there, made the play, and took the blow. Hopefully he's okay.
Now I'm going to assume that's a sacrifice for Casilla, even though he probably was bunting for a base hit, but nonetheless he gets Butera into scoring position with one out. And now the top of the order, and that means Ben Revere, who is 1 for 1, a single and a walk tonight. Both cornermen for the Rangers up at the cut of the grass, and Perez fires a strike. Revere singled in the first, got as far as second base, and was stranded there. Then he walked with one out in the third and came around to score one out later as Joe Mauer brought him home for the first run of the game. Fastball inside, it got him. Well, that fastball boring in to Ben Revere, and it clipped him. He looked like he was looking for something away, and Perez coming in there, and it got too far inside.
Yeah, he doesn't have any pads on his elbows. And it looked like it hit his left arm, got by his right arm, and hit the inside of his left arm in a pretty vulnerable spot. He doesn't have a lot of extra meat on the bone either. He's just a little guy. He's gonna feel that one.
So 2 aboard, 1 out. Darren Mastriani is at the plate. The first pitch to him is in the dirt for ball 1. Mastriani has flied to left and grounded to third. And right now, Martin Perez would love to have a ground ball at somebody on the infield. Perez with a check of the runners. And the pitch, a little nubber down the third baseline. Only play for Beltre is the barehanded. He can't come up with it. And that's going to be an infield single for Mastriani. It will load the bases with Joe Mauer coming up.
Yeah, with Mastriani running, talked about him in his minor league career. He had 200 stolen bases in his minor league career. He runs pretty well. I don't think Adrian was going to be able to make that play. If anyone could, it would have been Adrian. So not much going right for Martin Perez right now.
Now, the first 2 bounces of this ball looked like it had a chance maybe to go foul, and then it veered back toward the middle of the diamond.
Yeah, well, Mike Maddox is out there, Buzz. I'm going to finish a couple of greetings and thank yous. Jake Perkins, 7 years old. Watched most Ranger games, he says, since moving from Australia to Allen, Texas. And his family says that they hope we like the cake balls they made, and I can assure you that we have. We've talked to everybody that's tried them. I want to thank Nikki Parkhill from Abilene, Texas, for the red berry pie, all strawberry pie. That was good. I tried a piece of that. That was really good.
Now here's Joe Mauer. Had an RBI single his last time up. He's 1 for 2. Perez from the windup, and he throws a belt high strike. You saw Tanner Scheppers out there in the Ranger bullpen. He's getting loose, and this could be Martin Perez's last hitter, unless he gets the double play ball from Mauer. Got a right-handed hitting Josh Willingham in the on-deck circle. Perez back to the plate. And a good off-speed pitch. Good breaking ball.
Well, Morneau is one of those guys that very tough to strike out. He walks usually many times as he strikes out. He's just fearless to take a strike. He hits 0-1 most of the time, and it doesn't matter. Now it's 0-2.
Pitch on the way, up and in. Look out. Fastball got away from him just a little bit, trying to come inside, but not quite that much out of the strike zone. Joe Mauer, by the way, with 2 career grand slams. Right now he's got bases full of his twin teammates. Butera was at third, Revere at second, and Mastriani at first. 3-0 Minnesota, and Martin Perez trying to keep it right there. The 1-2 pitch. The breaking ball couldn't get the swing out of Mauer. It's 2-2.
And in these three at bats, you just get a great glimpse of Mauer. That he swung at that pitch to strike out the first time up. He'd never seen Perez before. He took one the second time up that was barely a strike, and that time he took it easily. The one he swung and missed at. It doesn't take him long to adjust once he's seen it.
2-2 pitch hit in the air to center field and hit deep. Gentry going back, makes the catch on the warning track. Tagging from third, scoring easily is Butera. And Joe Mauer gave that ball a ride some 398 feet to dead center. He gets a sacrifice fly, and that makes it a 4-0 Twins lead.
He's going to put the bat on the ball, and behind in the count, gets a pretty good pitch to hit. Down and away a little bit, but not enough to keep him from driving it deeply enough to center field to get the RBI.
The runners stay at first and second. Willingham now the hitter. He is 0 for 1. And goes after the first pitch. It's a towering fly ball down the right field line. In pursuit is Cruz into the corner, and he makes a sliding catch.
He was playing way over. He had to go a long way to catch that ball.
What a play by Nelly Cruz to limit the damage in the inning. Cruz running about a 50-yard dash, got there just ahead of the ball off the bat of Willingham. A run on 2 hits and 2 left. 4-0 Minnesota. We tell you about that. Let's go to Joel Thomas. Joel?
Hey, thanks, Buzz. I've got Sunday night's giveaway, and this one might go good with all the cakes and cookies that you and Tag have up there. This is a Texas Rangers ice cream bowl made out of ceramic. A lot of people coming by out here trying to steal this from me. But this is the giveaway for the first 10,000 kids 13 and under on Sunday night. It's also dollar ice cream night that night. So a good night to be out at the ballpark. Still 6,000 tickets left. 972 Rangers and TexasRangers.com to get your tickets, Buzz.
Great, Joel. Thank you. I think you're right. That bowl might be a little bit small. We may have to get 2 of them. but it'll be all right.
Well, one thing that wouldn't have fit in that bowl were the seasoned crackers we got from Ruth Ford today. Ruth Ford from Arlington, Texas, literally sent up a bag of seasoned crackers that weighed 10 pounds.
Yeah.
It's like a sack of potatoes. I don't know how long it took you to make those, Ruth, but you spent a lot of time, and we appreciate it. What we've done is we put it into a lot of little bags and inviting everybody to take some home with them. Thank you. And the last one, we got some cookies from Carrie Shanks from Wiley, Texas. Dutch-influenced Indonesian cookies called Nastar. Very interesting. Thank you for those.
Michael Young, a looping drive to right field, and he is aboard with a 1-out single.
All right, we need a home run. I'm making a call, Buzz.
Okay.
Yeah, I don't think we've made the call since you've been doing the games. Because Bobby Bragan used to say you can't hit the ball with a bat on your shoulder, so I'm going for it right here.
All right, I'm going to mark that down right here in my book. And you might have the right guy.
You got to make the call about probably 60 times to get it right once. So it's not, there's nothing guaranteed about this, but you have to have a little feeling.
Okay. And you got that feeling about Nelly.
I've got the little bit of feeling from Nelly and a big need from you and me.
Yeah, the need definitely is there. Well, Cruz came within a couple of feet of getting it out the last time up. Banged one off the Reliance sign right down the left field line, about 4 feet shy of getting it out of the ballpark. He has Michael Young aboard after that 1-out single. Young's base hit, the third for the Rangers tonight. I think Laureano heard you. He's not going to pitch very well. Cruz. Pitch around him now because
That's
of that.
okay. Maybe Napoli will do it. That was a great play Nelly made in right field. He was playing way over in right center field when he ran that ball down. He got near the wall. He took an extra look right at the end. That saved 2 runs for sure.
Yes, it did. The 2-0 pitch. That's way high and outside. 3 balls and no strikes. Now let's see if Ron Washington might give Nelly Cruz the green light, see if he can get some offense going. Well, Liriano's not taking any chance. He misses outside for ball 4, and that puts 2 aboard for Napoli. That's the second walk issued by Liriano, his first since the first inning. Drew Butera out to have a chat with his left-hander. Cruz at first now, and Young at second.
We got a home run hitting team. Guys all through the lineup can hit the ball out of the ballpark. You're down 4-0, having trouble getting anything going. The pitchers had 3 really good innings. Now he gives you a chance here with back-to-back walks. One swing of the bat, and you can erase 6 hits and 4 runs that the Twins had put on the board, make it a 4-3 game.
First pitch to Knapp. He went with a breaking ball and got that over. It's 0-1.
You don't see that called that often. We've seen it called tonight, though. The high strike. I don't have a problem with it. Hitters do, though.
Yeah. Swing and a miss. That breaking ball in a little better spot on Napoli. That's the one that Mike swung through his last time up also.
Yeah, the 2 strikeouts, Beltre and Torrealba, with that hard slider down in it. When he makes the pitch with it, that's an impossible pitch to hit.
0-2 to Napoli. That ball about 48 feet, maybe 49 feet.
That would have been right down the middle for Vladimir Guerrero.
That's right.
He would have lined that thing to right field.
Watch where this just barely makes the dirt.
Almost comes in for a strike.
I don't know. It didn't make the dirt. It didn't make the dirt.
It's pretty amazing that thing just for general purposes should have been a wild pitch.
Yeah. And Napoli a swing and a miss. He's gone on strikes. There are 2 away with Torrealba coming up. Knapp just really having a tough time of late. He is not only having trouble getting hits, he's striking out a lot. He's caught in between a lot, and resulting in strikeouts at a near record rate. third strikeout tonight by Liriano.
Well, one thing Knapp did last year in his big year, he hit 320 obviously, but cut his strikeouts way down. Struck out 85 times. The year before with the Angels, he'd struck out 137 times, but he cut it way down last year. This year he's already struck out 84 times, and he only struck out 85 times all of last year. So that kind of underscores his struggles. But the good part is there's a long time left in this season.
Yep.
And we saw him get hot last year, and there's no reason he can't pop right out of this slump and do it again. Once you've done it for that long, it's in there. It's just a matter of seeing it pop out again.
Yeah, and and people talk about well, Napoli's swing is too long. He's swinging at bad pitches. All those things are probably true, but that's what happens when you're in a slump. And it doesn't happen because you got in a slump. It happened. The slump happened because of those things. Little nubber down the first baseline. Charging in is Morneau, and he will make the tag, and that will do it for the Rangers. So they get 2 aboard with 1 out. Can't do anything with them. They strand both runners. We finish 4 in Arlington. It's the Twins 4 and the Rangers nothing on TXA 21. Texas Ford dealers. Ford is the best in Texas. The Twins putting up runs in each of the last 2 innings. Take a 4-0 lead into the 5th. And Martin Perez back out there, having thrown 84 pitches through the first 4 frames. He will deal with Justin Morneau to start things off. And Morneau, first ball swinging, skies 1 to center, backing up a bit. Craig Gentry has it well shy of the warning track, so 1 pitch and 1 away here in the 5th inning. Well, folks, all-you-can-eat seats are available in the upper home run porch for every game and include unlimited grilled chicken sandwiches, hot dogs, nachos, peanuts, popcorn, and soft drinks for 1 low price. The all-you-can-eat menu is served in the air-conditioned upper home run porch grill. And you can get your tickets today by going to TexasRangers.com or call 972-RANGERS. Jim Sundberg's favorite part of the ballpark, the all-you-can-eat seats. I haven't seen Sonny up there for a while. He must be out there enjoying that.
I see Sonny sitting down in the front row with Janet. He's sitting down there next to Tim Purpura and maybe Harry Spillman and his wife.
Hard hit ball off the bat of Trevor Plouffe, but handled nicely by his counterpart, Adrian Beltre.
It will get back to him, what you just said, though. Not for me. I'm not going to say it to him, but someone heard you say that his favorite part of the ballpark is the all-you-can-eat section.
Yeah, I hope so.
Buzz said it, Sonny, not me.
He won't dispute that.
Tim Purpura is on our right of Sonny.
See, he gets that white paper bag, and there's no telling what's in there. Candy bars. I know popcorn was in there at one point. Tried to hide it from Janet.
Pretty soon he's going to get a text. You're going to see Sonny pull out his phone. And then he'll probably look up here, or your phone will have a little light come on, and you'll get a text from him.
Brian Dozier drives one high and deep to left field. Hamilton going back, checks to see where he is, and drops the ball as he gets to the 390 marker. Dozier around second. He's headed for third, and he's in with a slide. Now, Hamilton had room, got back to the wall, might have thought he was a little closer than he actually was. Looked like he might have been expecting a collision with the wall, and reached up for the ball, and it simply popped out of his glove.
Josh caught this ball the other day to save a game, and he catches that ball most of the time. He's a terrific outfielder. He knows right where he is. He sees the ball. He just didn't catch it. You won't see that very often. Though Martin has not been helped on a couple of balls in the air. See if he can pitch around it this time.
And that's going to be ruled an error. 3-base error on Josh Hamilton. Second Ranger error of the evening.
The last one led to 2 unearned runs in the 3rd inning.
Now is where you have to figure out a way to pick up your teammates if you're Martin Perez. Drew Butera goes after the pitch. There you go. Grounding it to Adrian Beltre across the diamond. That'll do it. So the error just cost a couple of pitches for Martin Perez. No score for the Twins in the 5th after 4.5. Minnesota 4, Texas nothing on TXA 21. Trivia question, Ed Irish, the 3rd Ranger rookie to make the All-Star team. Name the other 2, or make an All-Star team, not this one. But, yeah, who are the other 2? I'll give you half an inning to ponder that and come back with the answer for you. Craig Gentry starting things off the bottom of the order to face Francisco Liriano, who deals strike 1 to Gentry. Gentry singled to center field. His first time up. That was back in the 3rd inning. Rangers trailing 4-0. Swinging strike 2 on Gentry. One of the reasons that Craig Gentry, Tom, you talked about having an outstanding year. He's got the 2nd highest average with 2 strikes of anybody in the American League. He's not going to help it there as he tried to check his swing, and he's gone on strike. But Craig, before that at bat, was hitting 290 with 2 strikes.
That's pretty great.
Yeah, it is.
Really good.
4th strikeout for Liriano. That's how the Ranger 5th begins.
Most of them have come on that pitch. Hard slider down and in. That's a definite strikeout pitch. Talked about Buzz, his great year, 12-3. He got a lot of strikeouts with that pitch. Good chance Liriano will get traded before the trade deadline. Scouts are watching a lot of pitchers. He's one of them. He's very inconsistent, so he might not be one of the top guys.
Right.
But he might be a guy that some teams settle for. If they're watching him pitch tonight, they probably like what they're seeing. But, you know, you see the walks, too. He's walked 3 guys.
Well, he has the ability. I don't think he's one of those guys where you say, well, he walks too many guys so he can't win.
No.
He has the ability to pitch around walks if he keeps them, you know, at a reasonable number. Where he gets himself in trouble is when he walks 5 and 6, and he can't. Not many people can pitch around that.
Yeah, he did that last inning. He walked 2 guys with 1 out, struck out Napoli, and got that little tapper to first base to get Torrey Alba.
The 1-2 pitch to Kinsler. Check swing on the fastball tailing outside, and it's 2-2. And that breaking ball that he's shown us tonight, Tom, that was something that we talked about Johan Santana, that Santana didn't possess when he was striking out a lot of people when he first came up with the Twins. Santana primarily a fastball changeup pitcher and an occasional breaking ball. Look at Josh Hamilton. That was on the air and grimacing a little bit. Josh, don't let that fool you. Josh tends to grimace a lot. He's 3 balls and 2 strikes. The count to Ian Kinsler. 1 out, bases empty in the Ranger 5th inning. And Ian's staying alive as he chops 1 foul. Kinsler, a pair of fly balls tonight. 1 to right and 1 to center. Liriano into the wind and another 3-2 pitch. That's low ball 4. Kinsler will take the walk. A 1 out free pass. That is the 3rd tonight issued by Liriano. Elvis Andrus drew a walk back in the 1st inning. Leonis Martin looks like he's getting his stuff together, maybe coming into the ball game, since Hamilton is the next scheduled hitter. Looks like Josh is going to be relieved by Leonis Martin.
I couldn't tell when Josh tweaked his bat, whether it happened going after the ball or whether it happened when he launched that throw all the way to 3rd base. But that is Leonis coming into the on deck circle.
1 ball, no strikes, the count to Elvis. And the pitch outside, it's 2 balls and no strikes, and Butera is going to get out to the mound in a hurry to see if he can calm down his left-hander, get him back in the strike zone. Liriano will throw his 70th pitch of the night when he and Butera get back to work. 39 strikes and 30 balls for the first 69 pitches tonight for Liriano. Kinsler, a modest lead at first. The left-hander's ready. Little tapper, barehanded, knocked down by Liriano. He recovers, and the only play he has is to first. So Kinsler safely in at second. Boy, Liriano, I don't know what he was going to do if he barehanded that ball. It might have just stuck between his fingers if he had. Trying to make a throw to second, and it might not have gone anywhere, but fortunately for him, no damage done as the out is recorded. Andrew's gone, and now Leonis Martin will come up as a pinch hitter for Josh Hamilton.
Yeah, the way he falls off the mound toward 3rd base, he couldn't get his glove hand back there. You see him try to catch the ball. Fortunately, it wasn't a very hard hit ball. He knocks it down. Looks like he's feeling fine after doing that. Gets the out. It was a slowly hit ball. If he doesn't get his hand on it, might have been an infield hit.
Well, Leonis Martin, a .214 hitter, and he's facing a pretty tough left-hander. Liriano starts him off with a breaking ball that backs Martin back. Leonis, no home runs, 5 driven in. And Liriano comes to him, and Martin swings, lofts a fly ball to right field. It's playable for Mastriani, and that will do it. Well, the one-out walk, no help to the Rangers. We finished 5 here at Rangers Ballpark in Arlington. It's the Twins 4 and the Rangers nothing on TXA 21. Back to the AT&T trivia question for tonight. Yu Darvish, the 3rd Rangers rookie to make an all-star team. Who were the other 2? The answer would be Jim Sundberg back in 1974 and Jeff Zimmerman in 1999. There's Sonny. Now some changes. Leonys Martin stays in the ballgame after hitting for Hamilton. He will take over in center field. A reshuffling of the outfield as Nelly Cruz moves from right to left, and Craig Gentry is now the right fielder. So Cruz, Martin, and Gentry left, center, and right.
You see Nelly Cruz pointing to the sky. That was, you were talking about that the other day. What can you do to get help on balls that you can't see in the outfield? And Nelly was pointing up to the gray sky. It's that time of night right before it gets dark where the ball blends into the sky. And he was saying if the ball goes up, I might not be able to see it. Just kind of alerting people, help me out. And a routine fly ball, the center fielder doesn't necessarily sprint over to left field or right field, because in the big leagues you assume that it's going to be caught. But I think what Nelly's saying is if it's a routine fly ball, come my way in case I can't see it and you do.
Yeah, that's a good point. Alexa Casilla, line drive to center that's taken care of, and now Ben Revere trying to bunt his way aboard and fouls it off. 0-1 to Revere, who has singled, walked, and been hit by a pitch.
You know, Martin, Buzz, he's hung in there. He had the inning where he gave up the 3 runs. He hasn't been pinpoint, but he's hung in there for a young kid. He's only 21 years old. He's thrown 61 strikes and 33 balls, so he's kind of turned around the strike to ball ratio from early in the ball game. And he battled through the error last inning, 3-base error, to get out of that inning.
Next pitch outside. It's 2 balls and a strike to Revere. No, there are a lot of positives I think we've seen from Martin Perez tonight.
You know, if Knapp is able to catch that pop up, who knows? Maybe it's a 2-0 game right now. And he's kind of cruising through a nice ball game.
He's going to get Revere out for the first time tonight as Ian Kinsler fires onto first. That's out number 2, and the bases are empty for Mastriani.
The Twins have only had 6 hits. 3 of them came in the 3rd inning.
Mastriani, as a matter of fact, got the last hit, and that was an infield roller down to 3rd base. He was able to leg out. So he is 1 for 3 tonight, and the big breaking ball is just a bit outside. It's ball 1.
6 hits, all singles.
That pitch is Just a bit low. Good changeup. But out of the strike zone, 2-0. And Martin Perez had a 7-pitch inning last inning. And working very efficiently here in this inning. The 2-0. Very high. It's 3 balls and no strikes. And that is pitch number 101 for the evening. That 37-pitch inning in the third really threw kind of a blanket on this outing so far. And there's a strike. A blanket on the outing as far as saying, well, you know, all the way through is just a good, consistent outing. That one inning, and certainly the error had a lot to do with it. The Twins able to get 3 hits and score 3 runs along with that error that inning.
The error, which would have ended the inning, probably cost him 10 or 11 more pitches. Might have cost him the chance to pitch the 7th inning. He's probably not going to go out for the 7th inning. This will be his 103rd pitch. Looks like Walsh will let him throw whatever it takes to finish this inning. No one's warming up.
Payoff pitch, low and outside, ball 4. Mastriani draws the 2-out walk, and it will bring up Joe Mauer, and it will also bring a visit from the Ranger pitching coach Mike Maddox.
And somebody will probably have to start loosening up right now, just in case. You can't let Perez stay out there for 120 pitches. Won't take Sheppers long to warm up. He's already warmed up once. 7 or 8 pitches, he'll be ready.
That's the second unintentional walk, and the 3rd walk, if you count the intentional one, also back in the 1st inning. So pretty good job by Martin Perez. Mike Maddox, a little confidence pat to the chest. Say, all right, get out of this inning. This is going to be it for you. Now you've got to face Joe Mauer for the 4th time tonight.
If you want the exact number, the error cost him 13 pitches in the 3rd inning.
Mauer, a sacrifice fly last time up. He is driven into the first with a base hit in the 3rd inning, driving in the 1st run for the Twins. Well, Mauer now 41 RBI, and Mastriani at first, as Tom told you, a very, very good base runner, base stealer. Off to the left goes that foul ball. It's 0-1 to Mauer. Well, Perez in the 4 at-bats against Joe Mauer has gotten ahead of him each time, either 0-2 or 1-2. Put him away the first time with a 1-2 breaking ball, but then Mauer got the better of him, fouled off a couple the next 2 times up, and was able to produce runs. There's that breaking ball, and just a little bit low as Mauer leaned on it. Mastriani getting that lead at first, being held on by Mike Napoli. Perez reading the signs from Torrealba. And the left-hander's ready to work. Pretty big lead this time by Mastriani.
He's got a big lead.
And the pitch on the inside part of the plate, and Mauer took it. That looked like one of those high strikes again, Tom.
Yep. It's just, if you want to watch it, you want to watch a great hitter, watch Mauer. He just is so calm at the plate. Coming into the game, 41 walks, 42 strikeouts.
They've got him picked off. If Knapp can make a throw, he does. To Elvis, the tag. See you later. Mastriani got caught in an act of larceny, and he is gone. Nothing going for the Twins. We finished 5.5, Minnesota 4, and Texas nothing on TXA 21. Now for the Sonic Slam Inning, brought to you by Sonic. Tonight's jackpot is worth $1,600 and dinner for two at Sonic Drive-In. Tonight, the Rangers are hitting for Tiffany Dykma of Keller. And if a Ranger hits a grand slam during the inning, Tiffany Dykma of Keller will win $25,000. And you can register to get into the drawing at any participating Sonic restaurant. Adrian Beltre, first ball swinging, and he scorches one to left for a base hit. And that's how the Rangers' sixth begins, with Beltre getting his first hit of the night. The fourth hit off of Liriano by Texas.
Can't hit a line drive a whole lot harder than that. Boy, when you see that in slow motion, you get a great look at how long, where the ball is when the third baseman reacts to it. It makes it look like he gets a late reaction, but in real time, that ball gets from the bat to the third baseman in well less than a second, well under a second. But before he moved, that ball was probably 75% of the way to him.
There's Michael Young, singled his last time up, 1 out of 2 tonight. Now Michael now at 267 with the average. We won't belabor the point, but again, this is the latest in Michael's career in a year that he's been below 270. That pitch gets by gets by Butera all the way to the backstop. A big turn at second by Beltre. He hangs on as Butera able to get to the ball quick enough to give Adrian pause for thinking about going to third. That's going to be a pass ball charge to Drew Butera.
He tried to backhand that, looked kind of uncomfortable trying to catch that ball instead of putting the glove down and catching it with his palm up.
That ball was in the dirt a little bit, but Butera didn't do a very good job of shifting over in front of it either.
No, I think Drew would be the first one to say that should have been a pass ball. He knows that that's a catchable ball. Catches it almost every time.
3 balls and no strikes now. The count to Michael Young.
All right. Take a walk. Get into that 3-run position again. Thank you.
And ball 4. That'll bring up Nelly Cruz with 2 on and nobody out. And much to the consternation of Ron Gardenhire, and he's going to send his pitching coach Rick Anderson out to the mound to see if he can get Liriano straightened around before things get out of hand in this inning. And while the conference is going on the mound, let's again go to Joel Thomas. Joel?
Hey, thanks, Buzz. We're here with Karen Morris with the Rangers Foundation. And Karen, y'all are doing something very nice now for the 40th Anniversary Hall of Fame team, aren't you?
Exactly. As you know, we're celebrating the club's 40th anniversary, so we're hosting a very special 40th anniversary luncheon that'll honor all of the members of the 40th anniversary team, including Nolan Ryan, Jim Sundberg, Pudge, Rafael Palmeiro, along with the 2012 Texas Hall of Fame inductee, which would be Eric Nidell. Tickets are on sale now at TexasRangers.com. It'll be a very special event that Rangers fans definitely don't want to miss.
Yeah, a lot of big names there, Buzz.
All right, Joel, thank you. That's something to really look forward to. It's going to be a great time come August.
Now 4 walks now for Liriano. Haven't heard him yet. Hopefully this will be the time they do.
And Nelly Cruz chopping that one foul. No balls and a strike. Cruz had one of those 4 walks that back in the 4th inning. It also doubled. So 1 for 1 tonight. 259 the average, and an opportunity to kind of jumpstart this Ranger offense. Young and Beltre aboard, and the pitch low and outside. 1 ball, 1 strike. The word from downstairs, by the way, Josh Hamilton left with lower back spasms. No further clarification on that, just lower back spasms. I would imagine that would be the day-to-day listing for Josh. See what happens. Cruz, a shot to left field, a base hit. Being waved around third is Beltre. Up with the ball and thrown to the plate is Willingham. It's cut off. And the Rangers are on the scoreboard. It is 4-1, Minnesota.
A couple of ropes for Nelly tonight. Double off the wall. Actually, double off the wall for him wasn't a rope. He hit it off the end of the bat. Generally, doubles off the wall are ropes, but that one wasn't. But the line drive he just hit was. A lot like the one Beltre hit. Smash between short and third. The Rangers are warming up.
Boy, Cruz, a good low ball hitter, and he got that right down a little bit more out over the plate. We might not have gotten that ball back. He might have ended up toward Grand Prairie somewhere. But Cruz at first, stopping at second was Young. Still nobody out. Here's Mike Napoli. And a changeup floats outside to Knapp. 1 ball, no strikes. Napoli, a ground ball to short and a strikeout. And again, Mike having problems in runners in scoring position of late. And Ron Gardenhire trying to figure out a way to get Liriano to strand those runners right where they are, in the dirt. And the count goes to 2-0. Maybe the best thing right now for Napoli is if he got to 3-0 and got the green light. Get him out of that thing.
Well, if he launched one, that might be exactly what it took.
There's Yorby Torrealba. He's getting ready to hit. Mike Napoli right now focused on trying to keep this carousel going for the Rangers. Rick Anderson, the Twins pitching coach, placing a call to the bullpen. The 2-0 pitch. Double play, ground ball to short. Second for 1. The return to first. A 6-4-3 Twin killing. And that is 2 outs in the inning, with Michael Young going on to third with a very big ground ball double play turned over by Liriano and his Twin teammates.
He was on the ropes, and he makes a pitch. Gets Knapp to hit that high fastball on the ground. And turned into an easy double play. Still pick up another one right here. Man on third base, though. Get that big 2-out hit. Make it a 4-2 game.
That's the 97th double play turned by the Twins this year. Here's Torrealba in the first pitch inside at Yorby. Torrealba, a strikeout in the second inning. And a ground ball to first base in the fourth. Liriano will still work from the stretch. And fires a strike. 1-1 to Torrealba. Jeff Gray, the right-hander, loosening in the Minnesota bullpen. 4-1 Minnesota. Liriano back to the plate. And a foul tip. It's a ball and 2 strikes to Torrealba. Michael Young 90 feet away with what would be the second Ranger run of the inning and of the game. And action out of the Ranger bullpen. Bobby Ross up to join the right-hander Tanner Shepard. Foul back, and boy, Yorby had a good rip at that pitch. It's like a breaking ball that stayed up for him, and Torrealba shaking his head. He said, "Can I please have a mulligan?" Gardenhire working over that gum pretty good. He has seen some of the pressure taken off, though, by the double play ground ball. And now Butera is going to go out and talk to Liriano about what they want to do on the 1-2 pitch. That's great how pitchers cover their mouths up like they're speed readers, lip readers around.
Yeah, I like it. I like it when 2 Latin guys will do it, the catcher and the pitcher. You know they're speaking Spanish. None of us are going to know what they're saying anyway.
Swing and a miss, and Torrealba down on strikes. The Rangers' damage is minimized. A run on 2 hits and 1 man left. After 6 complete, the Twins 4, the Rangers 1 on TXA 21. Regular season appearance in Texas during the Rangers' first home series after the All-Star break. That starts on July 23rd. You know the tickets are going to go fast, so get yours for the 3-game set today at TexasRangers.com, or you can call 972-RANGERS. Tanner Shepard, right-hander, is on in relief of Martin Perez, and Tanner Shepard has been doing yeoman's work of late. This is his 11th appearance. Shepard's last worked on Wednesday up in Chicago. He worked a third of an inning in that ball game, gave up a hit. He got a couple of outings, especially here against Oakland in back-to-back ball games, and really threw the ball well. Got his first major league save. And now facing Joe Mauer to start things off. It'll be the middle of the Twins order facing Tanner Shepard. Mauer's at the plate when Mastriani got caught trying to swipe second base and picked off and caught stealing. Now a little looping drive that's caught by Beltre, a couple of steps to his left.
Nice pitch right there by Shepard. He got the ball in on Mauer, and the result was that little soft line drive to third base. We'll call it a line drive, but that might be stretching it a little bit. Good pitch with that 96-mile-an-hour fastball, though. Tanner's got to be building up some confidence. He's been given the opportunity to pitch in some close ball games. He had a save. Throwing a lot of strikes.
He throws one on the first pitch to Josh Willingham. Willingham 0 for 2 tonight, although he did reach on that critical Napoli error in the third, came around to score. It was after the next pitch and skies it to shallow center field. Plenty of time for Leonis Martin to lope in underneath it. And that's out number 2. Shepard's out of Mission Viejo, California.
Ran that ball in on the fist of Willingham, too.
He's looking for the trifecta here. See if he can get it in on Morneau. Justin Morneau is 1 for 3 tonight and an RBI single in the third inning. Ball 1. Morneau hitting at just 240, but he has done some damage. 10 home runs, now 36 RBI, and an 8-game hitting streak going for the Twins first baseman. That ball's hammered. The ballpark will not hold that one. It's gone. A 96-mile-an-hour fastball up and out over the plate, and Morneau pounds his 11th home run of the year. It's a 5-1 Minnesota lead.
Morneau's only hitting 238, but it's 098 against left-handed pitching. It's over 315 against right-handed pitching. So he's a different hitter this year against right-hand pitching. And he'd seen all fastballs to Mauer, Willingham, and then to him. And he's ready for this fastball. He's got a short stroke, and he hit that high fastball out of here in a hurry.
Yes, he did. You don't see a lot of left-handed hitters can get on top of a high fastball like that, but Morneau happens to be one of them. Now Trevor Plouffe will take a pitch outside. 397 feet, the estimated distance on the blast by Morneau. Shepard's back to the plate, and a breaking ball is in the dirt. And the count moves to 1 ball and 1 strike. For Shepard, that's the 4th home run he has given up this year. Good breaking ball, and then catches the inside corner to make it 1-2. And a big fastball right on by Plouffe. Side retired, but the solo home run by Morneau increases the Twins lead. We'll head to the bottom of the 7th inning. It is 5-1 Minnesota on TXA 21. #21 is brought to you by Sports City Toyota. Go to sportscitytoyota.com. We'll deliver anywhere in Texas. The crowd standing enjoying the 7th inning stretch here at Rangers Ballpark in Arlington, but they're not enjoying the score. Twins leading by 4 again. Looks like another sellout crowd on hand tonight for the Rangers, and they have seen the Twins kind of break loose on the Rangers with the help of some costly errors. Here's the Toyota Trucks on the road American League Baseball scoreboard for you. 10-3 Tampa all over Cleveland tonight. Detroit down Kansas City by a pair in a slugfest at Fenway. The Yankees leading the Red Sox 10-8 that ball game in the bottom of the 7th inning. Top of the 8th, Chicago stays hot, 4-1 over Toronto. Just underway in Anaheim. Baltimore visiting out there, having lost last night. And top of the 1st in Oakland, Seattle down the coast to visit the A's. Save huge on the new 2012 Tundra at your local Toyota dealer. Liriano going to work in the bottom of the 7th inning. And the first pitch in and over to Craig Gentry. It's no balls and 1 strike.
Happened to see Reggie Jackson's comments recently?
You know, I didn't. I had heard that he said something fairly negative about Bert Blyleven and his company.
He said some things about Alex Rodriguez, too, talking about if players that use performance-enhancing drugs got into the Hall of Fame, the guys in the Hall of Fame would boycott. There may be some people in the Hall of Fame boycotting Reggie Jackson after his latest comments, though. He made comments about Jim Rice, Kirby Puckett, Gary Carter, Don Sutton, Phil Niekro not belonging in the Hall of Fame. And then someone said, what about Bert Blyleven? And he said, no. The reason I bring that up is because Bert's a good friend of ours.
Right.
Teammate, Twins announcer. He's not here because of the Hall of Fame stuff. Roy Smalley's taking his place. So we had Doug Foster, our ace statistician, better known as .com, just for the heck of it. Let's see what Reggie Jackson hit against Bert Blyleven, since Bert doesn't belong in the Hall of Fame. Well, he's 14 for 79. He hit 177 against Bert with 4 walks and 30 strikeouts. He struck out 30 out of 79 times. So I guess you could say Reggie's in the Hall of Fame. If Burt could have faced Reggie Jackson, every batter he faced for 20 years, it's Gentry. Not only would he be in the Hall of Fame, he would have been the greatest pitcher of all time.
Yeah,
and it wouldn't even have been close. All he had to do was face Reggie every at-bat for his whole career. A Hall of Famer.
He would have blown by Nolan Ryan's records like they were standing still.
He would have struck out about 6,000 guys and gone 32, 33-0 every year.
Wow.
And then just for the heck of it, we looked up what Reggie hit against Phil Niekro, since he doesn't belong in the Hall of Fame. He was 1 for 17 against Phil Niekro. Niekro might have done even better than Burt did if he faced him. Why do you say something like that, you know?
You know what? Yeah, and you can ask that question of a lot of things that Reggie has said over the years. You know, very validly, I think.
Well, he's spent all day apologizing to the Yankees for what he said about Andy Pettitte and Alex Rodriguez. I'd be really interested to see how welcome he is to that special fraternity of Hall of Famers that's going to gather in Cooperstown.
A ball and a strike to count. Liriano approaching the 100-pitch mark. He's about 4 shy of that right now, facing Ian Kinsler for the 3rd time tonight. Ian's 0 for 2 with a walk. And the pitch outside, 2-1. Ford leaderboard tonight. The leaders in runs scored. Major League second baseman since 1980. And those are not ranked in order of how many runs they scored. That was ranked chronologically. So from 1990, 92, 92, 2008, Ian Kinsler, the high water mark there. But for second baseman, that's pretty select company. And the pitch high and away. So Kinsler draws his 2nd walk of the night. He is aboard with 1 out, and Elvis Andrus coming up. You know, the Rangers really haven't been able to do much damage against Liriano, even though he has given them some openings. And he had a walk and a couple of base hits in the 6th inning when the Rangers scored their run, but he also had a walk and a base hit in the 4th inning with 1 out. Rangers couldn't advance anybody. Nelly Cruz doubled with 1 out in the 2nd and was stranded right there. It's about time that they made Liriano pay for some of the miscues as a pitcher. And Gutierrez is going to go out there and suggest that he throw a couple more strikes to Andrus. 5-1, Minnesota leading. That last pitch was number 100 for the Twins left-hander, Francisco Liriano. Ball-strike ratio, not exactly what you like to see. He's thrown 46 balls and 54 strikes tonight in his 100. Elvis a walk, fielder's choice ground out, and a tapper back to the hill. Check swing, pitch down and away, and it's 2-0. Hiding out there, Jared Burton. Right-hander starting to loosen. Jeff Gray had been up, but Burton now up.
Twins have a lot of good arms in their bullpen. Their bullpen's been a strength for them. Starting pitching has been a wreck, but the bullpen's been good.
And ball, just on the outside corner. Gary Cooper, a little bit of a delay in making that call, but it moves the count to 2-1. That was one of those cases, Tom, like you were talking about, the catcher staying in the middle of the plate that time. Gutierrez saying, hey, you're having trouble throwing strikes. I'm going to sit right here. Just throw it to me somewhere in here.
Got a 4-run lead.
Yeah. That's in the dirt. And the count has gone to 3-1 for Elvis. So Ron Gardner, and there's nothing that makes a manager more antsy than to watch his pitcher on the mound start walking guys when you have a 4-run lead.
Well, if the general manager is entertaining thoughts of trading him, he's getting pretty mad right now, too, because whoever's watching him is losing interest. You walk 5 guys in 7 innings, and, let's face it, right now the Rangers aren't swinging the bats. They're cold. They face some pretty good pitching, but as a team, they're not swinging the bats right now. So they haven't been able to take advantage of the 5 walks, but if they're swinging the bats like they normally do, he's not even in the game right now.
think Liriano's value might be going down pitch by pitch.
Would be if I was thinking about trading for him. It's one thing to get shut down by Chris Sale, but
yeah. 3-1 is low ball 4. That puts 2 aboard. And Leonis Martin coming up, and Rick Anderson going out to the mound one more time.
I've got a right-hander warming up. We've got Martin hitting right now. And so Liriano will probably stay in to face the left-hand hitter. It would be really nice if he walked the left-hand hitter and had to face Beltre with 1 out and the bases loaded. Well, he won't face him. Jared Burton will face him.
Yeah.
I like to see Beltre hitting with the bases loaded, though.
Adrian over there in the dugout getting ready to take his spot of the on-deck circle. The mass meeting on the mound for the Twins. Asking for suggestions. Rick Anderson didn't get any, so he left. And Francisco Liriano, everybody said, hey, it's up to you, big guy. 2 walks have put Ian Kinsler at second, Elvis Andrus at first, and put Ron Gardenhire in not a very good frame of mind.
Yeah, he's going to bring up a pinch hitter. Brandon Snyder is going to hit, so he won't face a left-hander. He's going to face a right-hander right here.
And since Anderson had gone out to the mound,
can't change now, right?
Nope, can't make a change. Liriano has to pitch to Snyder. So a good move as far as skipper Ron Washington handling the at-bat, because had he put Snyder up there, they would have changed to Burton.
They would. That was crafty.
Yeah. So Brandon Snyder gets an opportunity to hit against the left-hander Liriano. And the first pitch to Snyder, a big swing and a miss on a breaking ball. It's 0-1.
That's been his best pitch tonight. Hard slider down and into the right-hand hitters.
The numbers on Brandon Snyder, 308. He's had some success as a pinch hitter. A couple of base hits, one of them a solo home run as a pinch hitter this year. And the pitch is low. It's 1 ball, 1 strike. Kinsler the lead from second. Andrus the lead from first. And Liriano back to the plate, misses high and away. It's 2-1 to Brandon Snyder. That's not making things any easier in that Twin dugout. Snyder has never faced Liriano before. Let me double check that just to make sure. And a swing and a miss here. That's correct. Yeah, Snyder. This is Snyder's first at bat against Liriano.
Yeah, it might have helped him out right there. No, that's been a strike all day long.
Yeah.
High fastball. Look higher than that, but that's been a strike for Eric Cooper. And technically it is a strike.
Now the 2-2 pitch. Got him swinging. That hard breaking ball down and in, and Snyder has gone on strikes. And there are 2 away.
Gardenhire can't wait to get out of the dugout.
Exactly. With Beltre coming up, that's going to do it for Liriano. Right after he records his 6th strikeout of the night, Liriano is gone after 6 2/3 innings. Gardenhire, a little pat on the back and say hang with him. We have the lead. It's 5-1 Twins. And we'll be right back to tell you about Burton coming in from the bullpen. Here's the TXU Energy replay of tonight. 4, 5, and 6 for the Rangers have done some damage this evening. Some things go on. Nelly Cruz almost got one out of here, his first at bat. And then really rifled one to left field that drove in the only Ranger run thus far. That was in the 6th inning. Now, TXU Energy, the right things right now. And a change on the mound right now for the Twins, and that's Jared Burton, the right-hander, coming on to take the place of Francisco Liriano.
Yeah, he's having a good season. Almost a strikeout per inning. Good strikeout to walk ratio. He's only walked 7 batters. Has given up 4 home runs. Not an alarming number, but he has given up 4. 5 would look pretty good right now.
Now Burton, tall right-hander, 6'5", 225 pounds, out of Westminster, South Carolina. And he fires a breaking ball to Adrian Beltre for strike 1. Beltre 1 for 3 tonight. That single in the 6th inning. He came around to score the only Ranger run. And he has Ian Kinsler at second, Elvis Andrus at first. 2 outs here in the bottom of the 7th inning. Rangers trying to get back into things here tonight. Well, Ian Kinsler bouncing off at second base, and fortunately neither Twins middle infielder, Casilla or Dozier, was cutting in because Kinsler was a good 30 feet off the bag. Beltre a drive to right field. Going back is Mastriani and makes the catch just shy of the warning track. Now Adrian going opposite field comes up a little bit short, and the Rangers come up short in the 7th. Couple of walkers left stranded. On to the 8th we go. The Twins 5, the Rangers 1 on TXA 21. Back moment tonight, the 4th inning. And Willingham, a drive down the right field line. Nelly Cruz had to run forever to get over there. Fortunately, it was high enough in the air to allow Nelly to do that. A great play by Nelly Cruz. And check out the really big sales event now at your Honda dealer. Well, Nelly Cruz now playing in left field. A new pitcher on the hill, Yoshi Tateyama, is on. He becomes the 3rd pitcher employed by Ron Washington tonight. Well, she had kind of a tough outing his last time in Chicago the other night. And a new right fielder is Tanner Shepherds. I should say Brandon Snyder is in right field. And Craig Gentry has moved from right to center. Tateyama back to the plate. The first pitch in the top of the 8th inning to Dozier is inside for ball 1. Brian Dozier has been on base by an error. That 3-base error charged to Josh Hamilton just before he left the ball game. Dozier a swing and a miss. That was back in the 5th inning. In case you missed it, Josh Hamilton going after a fly ball right at the wall in left field off the bat of Dozier in that 5th inning. Dropped it and then reached for his lower back and left the game after that, after the inning was over. And the report from the Ranger clubhouse is lower back spasms. A ball and 2 strikes, the count to Dozier. The bottom third of the Twins order facing Tadayama. Twins leading 5-1. They have out hit the Rangers 7-5 tonight. And again, the Ranger offense stuck in neutral. They have been for the last 2 or 3 days. Swing and a miss. Down on strikes as Dozier as Tadayama fires a fastball by him. The one away and Drew Butera coming up. Yoshi got into the ball game, that 19-2 game the other night, in relief of Roy Oswalt after Roy had struggled, and Yoshi ended up giving 5 runs on 5 hits in a third of an inning. His ERA just shot completely out of sight. Butera 1 for 3, and he takes that slider inside for ball 1. Yoshi back to the plate. There's that breaking ball, even a slower version. It's 71 miles an hour, but that bites the outside corner for a strike. One and one the count. Good fastball, and it's on the outside corner. In the Twins bullpen, Casey Fiend is loosening. And right-hander out there. The 1-2 pitch. And the breaking ball hung inside. 2-2, the count to Butera. Fastball, call strike 3.
Yosh coming in with a strikeout pitch today. Moving it around pretty good.
That fastball, he gets it in there at 88 after a 70 or 71 mile an hour frisbee. I can see why hitters would have a hard time pulling the trigger.
Yeah, that ball came back. Butera thought it was outside, but the movement brought it back well within the strike zone. It's a nice pitch.
So back-to-back strikeouts, 2 away. And Alexi Casilla steps to the plate, switch hitting second baseman. 0 for 2 tonight. Did have a sacrifice bunt in the 4th inning. And takes a strike from Tadayama. Yoshi with the 0-1 pitch. And that's off the plate outside. Casilla, a guy that the Twins had hoped originally would hit at the top of their order, and he did for a while, but he just hasn't had a good enough on-base percentage most of the time to really be affected there. Swing and a miss here. Kind of a free swinger. There's a switch hitter with pretty good speed, but they really didn't feel like he was going to be able to get on base consistently enough to be a top of the order hitter. Down in the count here, a ball and 2 strikes. And a straight changeup that stayed outside. It's
like a knuckleball.
2 he could have been. 36-year-old Yoshinori Tadayama. He's got a few tricks, I'm sure, up his sleeve that he may not have broken out. Can you throw a splitter from that angle? That might have. Fastball inside as you see it backing out of the way.
Wow. It sure looked more inside than that, but that thing caught all the plate.
That's the umpire not giving it to you because you missed by the width of the plate where the catcher set up. Payoff pitch coming. Chopper to first. Backhanded by Napoli. Sidearm toss to Tateyama, and a very quick and tidy 1-2-3 inning for Yoshi. Winds are gone. Rangers coming to bat in the bottom of the 8th, trailing 5-1 on TXA 21. Reliant, bring the energy. Well, not a whole lot, except in the middle of the order, with Beltre, Young, and Cruz accounting for 4 of the 5 Ranger hits. Snyder in that number 3 spot that was occupied by Josh Hamilton to start things. In case you missed it, Josh had to leave the ballgame in the 5th inning after he experienced some lower back spasms. That's the only word we have gotten from the Ranger clubhouse regarding Josh. Here's Michael Young to start things off, and Young lifts a high pop fly on the infield. Right side, Casilla taking charge, and Young is retired. Now 1 for 3. Here's a Josh Hamilton play in the 5th inning. Brian Dozier hit a ball to the 390 mark, and it didn't look anything like anything out of the ordinary before the drop. I mean, it didn't look like Josh reached up and all of a sudden, pulled back in pain or anything. Just dropped the ball, and then when he went to pick it up and throw it, then he grabbed his back afterwards.
Yeah, he put everything into that throw. He threw that ball from the 390 sign, 1 hop to third base. It was a long range throw. It almost looked like the way he was going after the ball, he wasn't feeling great even going after the ball, but definitely after the throw. That was a great throw. He didn't even notice the throw because there was no play on it, but he threw it from the fence all the way to third base. Definitely felt it after that.
1 ball, 1 strike to count to Nelly Cruz. Cruz, perfect night, 2 for 2 with a walk, single, double, and an RBI. Now he has 51 driven in for the year. Cruz driving in the Ranger run in the 6th inning. Really looked promising in that 6th. And he swings and pops one up here. Now he's going to be out as Dozier goes into shallow left field to make the catch. That's out number 2. A couple of pop-ups against Jared Burton. No bases empty, 2 away, and Mike Napoli coming up. We'll say when Nelly got that RBI single, the Rangers still had runners at first and second and nobody out. Mike Napoli came to the plate, grounded into that 6-4-3 double play, and that pretty much put the kibosh on the Ranger rally of that inning. 0-1 the count. Mike Napoli has had 3 chances with runners in scoring position tonight. He is 0 for 3, and that runs his futility streak to 0 for 18. And Michael Kirkman out of the Ranger bullpen. We've seen him for an inning here in the 9th. High and tight, and the count moves to 2-1 for Napoli. Mark Lowe talking with Joe Nathan, and Mark Lowe about ready to start throwing again. Get him back. Swing and a miss by Napoli, and it's 2-2. The Rangers looking forward to being after the All-Star break. They start getting these guys healthy. Derek Holland is, of course, coming back tomorrow. And Colby Lewis will be ready shortly after the All-Star break. Mark Lowe, Nefi Feliz, Alexi Ogando. Feel like having a whole new pitching staff again.
And in the meantime, the Rangers have maintained first place, and they've gotten some young players a lot of experience that'll help them in the long run too.
Napoli checking his swing. The appeal down to first. It was no swing, according to Marty Foster, and the 2-out walk puts Napoli aboard for Yorvi Torrealba.
Look at the opportunity that Justin Grimm has had. Started a couple of games. Tanner Scheppers has pitched in some close games. Of course, Robbie Ross has had the opportunity all season long, but Michael Kirkman got a call up and has pitched well. And in the long run, the experience they've gained will help a lot. Martin Perez,
sure,
guys that would have tasted a day of the big leagues if there were no injuries.
I suppose you'd rather have that experience come in September instead of out of need, but
yeah, because maybe instead of a 3 or 4 game lead, we'd have a 7 or 8 game lead. I mean, who knows what it would be? But at the same time, there's been games that we've won, close games, where the young pitchers have come in and done a nice job.
Right.
Justin Grimm won his first start, pitched great. Martin Perez won his first start, pitched great. Scheppers has saved a game, pitched in some close games. So they've contributed too.
Yeah. That they have. 1-1 pitch, and Torrealba takes a strike on the inside corner.
Whoa. I wouldn't have called that a strike from my vantage point. But I'm not behind the plate like Eric Cooper is. Yeah, it's called a good game. He's called strikes. Looks like it's a big strike zone, but they're not alarmingly off the plate. He just called a strike a strike. A lot of those high strikes aren't called strikes. Doesn't mean they're not strikes. Just means most umpires don't call them. But I kind of like the strike zone that Eric Cooper has. It's a fair strike zone. He's not calling pitches 2 or 3 inches outside strikes.
Right.
I mean, if we get on the umpires occasionally when we show the strike zone because they've made a bad call, when the ball is touching the strike zone, we got to give them credit for it.
That's right. Torrealba gone on strikes. The Rangers can't do anything with a 2-out walk. We'll go to the 9th inning in Arlington. It's the Twins 5, the Rangers 1. Michael Kirkman coming on TXA 21. National League's top players in the 2012 MLB All-Star Game. Don't miss the battle for the World Series home field advantage. It's this Tuesday at 6:30 Central on Fox. The road to October starts now. Michael Kirkman has come out of the Ranger bullpen. He will be the fourth pitcher used tonight by the Rangers, and Michael with those numbers in his first 5 appearances this year.
Now Michael at times this year has been dominant. His fastball can reach the mid-90s. Got a good overhand curveball that breaks sharply. Pretty good changeup. Got a good assortment of pitches. For Michael, it's just gaining. It's kind of in the same situation Matt Harrison was in a couple years ago. It's just gaining the confidence to know that you're a big league pitcher, and then kind of refining your strike, the strike zone, being able to throw the ball a little bit more where you want to more often. And when it comes together for him, he's got a chance to be a really good pitcher.
And dealing to the top of the order here in the ninth inning, Ben Revere takes strike one. Revere singled his first time up, then walked, was hit by a pitch, and he's grounded out. So he is 1 for 2 officially. He was bending back out of the way of that Kirkman breaking ball.
There's two examples of it right there. 95-mile-an-hour fastball for a strike and a big curveball for a strike. 0-2. Only took 2 pitches to show you.
0-2 pitch.
And there's another good curveball. That strikes out a lot of left-hand hitters.
Kirkman this year has had 3 very good outings out of his 5. One that was not good, and one that for him was probably a little bit mediocre. But you know, he's had 3 of the outings encompassing 4 1/3 innings where he didn't give up anything. 1 2 1/3 inning stint against Oakland his last time out. He had 1 walk and 1 strikeout. And just devastated Oakland.
And that was in a win, right?
Yeah.
He had a pitch in a win.
Yeah.
He had one outing where he threw about 85 or 90 pitches.
Right. Line drive to left. That's going to fall for a base hit. Now Cruz over to play it. So a little flare off the bat of Revere. A leadoff single here in the ninth inning. Yeah, Kirkman against Detroit. You get a look at the little flare that Revere hits to left field.
That's the second pitch that he's hit about 8 inches high and out of the strike zone, leading off the game. He hit a ground ball up the middle on a pitch like that. Looks a little bit like Juan Pierre, the way he slashes at the ball up there.
Yeah, that's a good analogy. I like that comparison.
If he has that kind of career, he's going to be very happy and very rich. His Twins will be happy, even if they're not the ones that ultimately pay him his big contract.
Darren Mastriani up there, 1 for 3, as you see. And he's also had a walk. An infield single was his 1 base hit. And after the first pitch from Kirkman, he fouls it away. Yeah, Michael worked against Detroit on the 25th of June. Worked 5 innings in relief in that ball game, and just gave up a couple of hits. And 2 walks and 5 strikeouts through 82 pitches. And that was one of the reasons why the Rangers went to Kirkman, because he had been stretched out at AAA as a starter, so if they needed some length in the bullpen, then he was the one that was going to provide that when Scott Feldman had to go into the starting rotation. Fastball up and in to Mastriani, and the count is even at 1-1. Rivera with pretty good speed at first. Nobody out here in the ninth inning.
Well, Joe Nathan is throwing down in the bullpen. He hasn't pitched in about a week. And you almost wonder if Wash is going to bring him in to throw a few pitches here in the ninth inning of this game, even though it's 5-1 to stay sharp, or maybe he's just throwing in the bullpen to stay sharp.
He doesn't really appear to be in any hurry, and he may be trying to invent a new pitch down there. When pitchers down there start looking at stuff in their hand in the ninth inning, and they're not throwing a lot of pitches in a hurry, they're probably developing. Little looper. Kinsler on the run, can't make the play. The throw to second, not in time. Almost got a force play out of it. Boy, Kinsler went forever out into right field toward that line. Just did get the tip of his glove on it, but couldn't quite hang on. That'll go as a base hit for Mastriani.
A couple of blasts to lead off this inning. A blooper to left and a blooper to right. And he got a good jump on that ball. He sprinted all the way, got it off the thumb of his glove. Almost made a beautiful play.
That's going to put 2 aboard. Ooh.
Almost stayed right on the thumb of his glove.
Yeah.
Nice try.
Torrealba out to talk to Kirkman. Runners at first and second now. Nobody out, and Joe Mauer to the plate. Mauer tonight, a single, a sacrifice fly. He is 1 for 3 officially. Driven in a couple. He has scored a run. He has Revere at second, Mastriani at first. And Michael Kirkman now in a bit of a spot after a couple of dunkers that fell in. Strike 1 to Mauer. Those are the updated numbers on Joe Mauer. The 41 RBI. And the average still at 330, right where he entered play tonight. Kirkman back to the plate and gets the outside corner. Inside fastball, outside fastball, both of them dotting the corners of the plate, or close enough. Torrealba going through the series of signs. That little gesture by Torrealba is to, in case the runner at second base is trying to give location or pick up pitches, when a catcher gets down there and gives the signs and then puts his glove up in the air, that's like saying to the pitcher, okay, I want you to throw that fastball up out of the zone with 2 strikes. And then you saw what the pitch was. It was a curveball. So Torrealba is trying to kind of play on maybe stealing things, as Revere might at second base, to relay to the hitters, crossing them up, double crossing the double crossers. Put it that way. It's like hitters like Joe Mauer will look at a pitcher, and if a pitcher nods his head one time and then nods it again, they've got a pretty good idea fastball's coming. He's nodded for the pitch and nodded for the location, and typically fastball's the only one that you give location on. And you throw the ball up there with that kind of stuff on, it doesn't matter. Michael Kirkman doing a good job.
Good idea, Michael Kirkman's fastball, throwing it by a hitter that's not that easy to do. Saw him hit that same pitch earlier in the game against Martin Perez in the 3rd inning for a base hit. That high fastball, a little bit out of the strike zone. He lined it into right field to knock in a run. Knocked in the first Twin run.
So 1 away. Mauer strikes out for the 2nd time tonight. He had bookends on his evening so far. Josh Willingham to the plate. 0 for 3. A couple of fly balls and an error that he reached on in that 3-run Twins 3rd inning. Rangers looking for the ground ball double play, and a hot shot right at Mike Napoli. He goes to the bag for the double play. Doing a little dance down there with Mastriani.
He went to tag him, and Mastriani disappeared.
Yeah, it wasn't a ground ball double play, but it was a 2-ball nonetheless. That'll do it for the Twins. No runs, 2 hits, 1 left. Rangers coming to bat in the bottom of the 9th, with the bottom and the top of the order trailing by 4 on TXA 21. 3 outs in which to do it. 5-1 Twins as we head to the bottom of the 9th inning. And the play that kept it right where it was, this little line drive off the bat of Willingham. And kind of a dance routine down there at first base. Mike Napoli and Aaron Mastriani. That was good, Tommy. You spotted that Napoli went to tag and
Mastriani must have been a pretty good scat back. Either that or a soccer player. He almost got back safely.
He did. Napoli went for the fake but got the out. So that double play took care of things. And as we head to the 9th inning, Rangers will face a new pitcher in the hard-throwing left-hander, Glenn Perkins. Greg Gentry to start things off against Perkins. And pitch inside for ball 1.
Last time we saw Perkins was in Minnesota, and he's trying to save a game. He came in through Josh a high fastball. Josh launched it way out to right field to win that game.
And there's a right center field. That's going to fall for a base hit. Greg Gentry with his second hit of the night. The second leadoff single that he's had this evening. And he is aboard to start the Ranger 9th. And it takes the club back to the top of the order for Ian Kinsler. Rangers now with 6 hits this evening. That after having a season low 2 yesterday in that 2-1 loss in Chicago. Well, Ian Kinsler up there has walked twice. He takes a strike on the inside corner. Along with the 2 walks, he has flied out 2 times. So 0 for 2 officially, and 275 the average. Rangers still need a couple of base runners to get that tying run to the plate, and Kinsler drives one to center. Going back is Revere into the deepest alley in right center field to make the catch. And scrambling back to first is Craig Gentry. That's out number 1. Ian gave it a pretty good ride.
Long part of the ballpark.
And as you mentioned, Tom, Ben Revere can cover some ground out there in center field. Ben Revere, of course, the field in Minneapolis, Target Field, is pretty spacious out there too. You need a center fielder that can cover some ground, and certainly Ben Revere fits that park very well. Here's Elvis. Walked a couple times. He is 0 for 2. And a breaking ball from Perkins. It's strike 1. Chuck Morgan trying to get the fans behind the ball club here in the 9th inning. Chuck, of course, the master of excitement here at the ballpark and encouragement. 1 ball, 1 strike. The count to Andrews. Gentry a pretty good lead at first. Check swing, and it's in and over. 1-2. Perkins, the guy that throws reasonably hard, has a pretty good assortment of off-speed pitches too. Now time called before he can make the delivery to the plate. Perkins goes 6 feet tall and 204 pounds. He's a local product out of St. Paul. And a swing and a miss by Andrews.
Well, Elvis saw that assortment in that at bat.
Well, that is the first strikeout for Perkins. Rangers now down to their last out. And it will be Brandon Schneider with his second at bat tonight. Schneider came on as a pinch hitter and struck out in the 7th inning. Stayed in the ball game. And now he is carrying the last hope for the Rangers. One ball, no strikes. Gentry not being held at first. And the pitch catches the outside corner. 85-mile-an-hour fastball from Perkins. Ron Gardenhire's ball club leading 5-1. 5 runs on 9 hits. And Snyder skies to right field. Mastriani started back, now comes on a couple of steps, makes the catch, and the ball game is over. Well, the Rangers go down to Minnesota in the first of 3 on this pre-All-Star break weekend. The final score tonight, the Twins 5 and the Rangers 1. We'll be right back to wrap things up right after this on TXA 21.